Oh dang, I forgot the hold screen should be on. But anyway, we're now streaming.
Alright, good to
Yay.
know.
Yeah, I didn't have the
Yay.
hold screen on and just saw that it was muted. But yeah, we were supposed to be on the hold screen. Uh,
Just muted.
yeah, it's gonna be annoying when it comes time to export it. Anywho, welcome everyone. Um, we are back after our technological marvel that was the Tropos quest last session. We are back and ready to play. We are in um, the town of Erzark. So, last time on Dorkvision, uh, the party went to space and explored across the several crystal spheres and across the phlogiston, the Rainbow Seas, to search for their Githyanki, apparently fugitive friend, and rescue them from the Nyogi, who had enslaved him to try and interpret this weird glowing extra-dimensional figure. But the robot friend that they were carrying with them apparently needed that to create a new solar system. You'd have to go watch it. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. It's called Dorkvision Tropos Quest. So go check that out. But the party has landed back on their home planet. Tropos has gone off with his strange new crew to evade his sister and do Githyanki piratey things. So, you guys land. It's nightfall in Erzark. The town is rather quiet, although they are now suddenly abuzz with interesting chatter because a spaceship just flew out of the sky, or rather, a glowing ship just flew out of the sky and deposited some people at their front doorstep. The Leaf Crown Guard very quickly gathers outside of the town and surrounds you guys, and then they realize that it's just a bunch of random weirdos and not aliens come to conquer them all. They eventually let you back into the town after some convincing. What are you guys doing?
So we're still in the laboratory then, right? Or we're outside?
You
now?
were just deposited outside. Yeah.
Where's our little kobold guy?
Clack is with you. Clack was on the journey with you, and Clack just kind of appears and just goes, "Jeez, what was that?" I mean,
Did you get any useful information out of this whole ordeal?
listen, all I got are theories, but I got a lot more of them now.
I'm glad we could be of help. Do you think we can get information on the Merchant Consortium now that we've kind of...
The who's it
I
what
guess this
now?
would be a scientific breakthrough for you?
Oh yeah. I gotta go back to the lab pretty quickly. I gotta take some notes, and
Can we
I
come
got
back
these
with you
notes
to-
too. I took on the way.
Can we come back with you? You vouch for us towards your superiors a little bit, and maybe we get a little info on the people we're looking for?
Oh yeah. And these guys know me, so they'll let me in.
Napping sounds cool too.
I mean, didn't we take a long nap when we were dropped off?
Yeah.
I kind of would assume that you had napped during the journey home, which
Okay.
was many, many days. It's actually been, I'd say, 2 weeks going on 3 weeks.
Two
Oh,
weeks stuck in
damn.
a ship with all of you guys. Oh my god, I'm going insane.
Well, I also wanted, that way we at least leveled up too, if we could level up.
Yeah, you guys were practicing on the ships, learning new spells, like practicing and sparring with each other in times, sharing some of your secrets and whatnot. Well, the ones that you guys kind of already have told each other.
Now taught me how to throw things, so now I can throw anything.
Wow, you learned to tavern brawl in this short time.
You still probably can't actually get a grasp on me though, but sure.
I attempt to grapple now.
Okay, make a grapple check, I guess. I guess we're having a tussle.
We actually might succeed. Nope, never mind.
Jesus
See?
Christ,
I'm a tavern
we got
brawler
it
now!
done.
Leaps towards Mao, and Mao just kind of slides out of the way. Zimasa, you land flat-faced into the sand.
I get it. Mao, you basically taught him like Wimp Low. This is Wimp Low. We have taught him wrong as a joke.
I thought I taught him right. It's not that hard to. Never mind. Let's just go.
Is that how I sneak attack Mal?
Was that a sneaky attack? He says
If
from
you're
the
on the ground, I'm just
freaking
gonna go
sand.
and lift you up and be like, yeah, it's a sneak attack. Pat, pat.
Yes, it was very sneaky. Now come, let's go to the lab.
Alright, let's go.
And Clack takes you up towards Mouse Lane, towards the laboratory. As you guys are walking along, you see all of the Marn, as the Hackforks here call themselves. They are out and kind of like staring at you guys, bewildered. Although some of the excitement dies down as they realize that you are just normal people, it seems, not, again, aliens from the stars. Although some are coming out of their like little stone establishments and residences, and they come over to you guys and they like start just asking you like questions in their like orcish tongue. And then some of them are like bending down on their hands and knees and like grabbing at your hands. It's sort of like a weird, like, it's tough to be a god situation.
Don't touch me.
She
Vaguely
prefers her
uncomfortable.
space.
Just get away from them! Get away from them, you freaks! They're not gods! They're just puny little men and women and things. You slip into the shadows, Mao. Eventually, you guys make your way past this interesting development. A lot of the gnomes have actually started peering out of their little wooden and Watt Dauble like building structures, and they're kind of peering out at you guys too, although they're more curious than
Goddamn.
devout. One of them just like reaches their head out and waves at you guys going, "Be seeing you!"
Yeah, bring on those endless wings.
You said it was a couple of weeks that we were on the ship traveling back to this plane. Is there anything different maybe about like the town?
Good
There
point.
seems to be, like new market stalls set up or anything as we're passing through, since that's like right in the front.
Are the walls finished?
There
or
doesn't
anything?
seem to be anything overtly new in the interior of the city. If I had time to draw it, I would say that they have probably finished maybe another span of the wall.
Okay.
I would say they would prioritize probably this wall up at the... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer, so you can't see that. The top one there. So they probably like finished maybe out to here and built another like tower there that they're finishing up.
Okay.
Just because that's the sort of direction that they want to make sure is defended first. Anyway, Clack leads you guys up the stairs to the observatory. There's not a ton of gnomes here, but there were some that were up late doing some work. They just kind of like didn't know what was going on. They don't know there was a spaceship, so they're like just looking over their shoulders. There were some gnomes that were looking out their windows from their vague residences that they have here. But you guys walk past unimpeded. Thank you. Thank you, Allie. So, you guys go up to the observatory, and Clack just starts gesticulating wildly. "Benjamin, where are you? It's too late. He's not here. I'll have to wake him up later. But I need to write some notes. So, everybody just make yourselves at home. Don't touch anything." And then he starts scrabbling towards his desk, which is a veritable mess. There's papers and stuff everywhere, and he's trying to desperately find some of his certain notes that he can make additions to. You guys look around, and it's an interesting laboratory situation. It looks like there's chunks of like the hoodoo that's glowing outside that have been taken apart and are being studied. Various liquids of alchemical studies, various magical studies in a different quarter. It looks like they're also working with creating some magical devices, replicating some of the effects of the hoodoo and its gravity manipulation powers.
I'm gonna look for something interesting.
Okay, make an investigation check.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. You're looking around, and you can see that amongst the sort of things that they're working on, there's some interesting stuff. There's a set of gauntlets that have like chunks of like glowing orange stone inside of each of the like the top of the hand portion, but they are like big meaty gauntlets built for probably someone smaller than you, and they're kind of pulsing with this power that you can see like visibly emanating from them. Just as well, you find in a different sort of cell or cubicle, there's a set of boots that seem to have similar chunks of stone embedded in them.
I'm gonna pick up the boots and see if I can ask him what these do.
You walk over to Clack and go, what do these things do? Oh, those. It's not one of my projects, but I do know how it works. That's Bossimus's. Trying to figure out how to make them to sell them, but he's trying to find the localized gravity, and manipulate it so you can have it wherever you want. It effectively lets you walk up walls.
That's kind of cool. I guess I'll leave it for now.
Mal?
Walking up walls? But I hear you.
I mean, if anything, given more mobility to me would be nice. I wouldn't have to rely on you guys to get up high places.
It's true. If I could
What?
climb a wall and Boom Crash can climb a wall, that means that Mon can teleport you, Zamosu.
Yeah, but Mal, like, imagine sneak attacks from the ceiling.
I'm
That's
imagining
fair
it.
as well.
Yeah, like a sneaky arrow, the sneaky arrow, either from the ceiling or the ground.
See? See? That's kind of what I was thinking. Also, try not to let it get to my head.
Where would would you be willing to let me test these out?
Oh, I don't know if they're ready yet. He said he still has some kinks to work out, but, I mean, it's been a few weeks. Maybe wait till
Also-
morning.
Also,
I'll ask him in the morning.
can your little feet even fit inside those shoes?
Yeah,
I'd like
those,
you to ask him in the morning to see if he can refit them.
yeah, those ones probably too small for you. My claws would
Well,
probably
you don't
poke
have
out the
any
other
small
side.
creatures.
Fair enough.
Anyway, you guys have a place to sleep?
Guess we could go to an inn.
Yeah, this is probably for the best. There's a lot of equipment here. I've fallen on stuff before and really caused... Well, they didn't like it when I fell on that thing. It took a while to fix.
Fair enough. We appreciate all your help. I guess we'll meet you back here tomorrow morning.
Sure, have fun. I'm probably gonna be up through the night. All-nighters are sort of my thing. I'm pretty
Don't work
famous
too
for
hard,
them.
little kobold.
Excuse me. Working hard is my middle name. First, I need to go get a beverage. He gets up and, like, walks away.
I guess we should go to an inn, guys. I mean, unless you want to camp or something.
Humanity has never wanted to camp ever. Let's go to an end.
Okay.
Humanity created civilization so they never have to camp ever again.
Is there a gnome inn?
There is a gnome inn. The Rafters Tavern also serves as an inn. There are some different buildings or rooms inside of the building where you can sleep on the walls and such.
You know what? I'd rather go to a Martin inn than... That sounds terrible.
Okay, you can go search around. There are a few Marn out that are still curious about your sudden arrival, and they also tend to not be bothered by the darkness at night. So there are several Marn that are out. Most of them are just like gathered in like small little groups, speaking in hushed whispers to each other. You approach some of them and ask them where the nearest tavern is. At first, they're a little reluctant to talk to you. I'm gonna have you make a persuasion check.
Okay. Sorry, wrong button. Here's my persuasion.
They respect strength, right? You pick them up. And with a 9, it doesn't go well. Okay.
Sorry, I meant to do this instead.
Eventually, you talk to them in a respectful manner, and they eventually kind of look at each other. Foreigners, go to the Starlit Gazelle, Spokes Alley.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Right, you guys head off to the Starlit Gazelle. You've actually passed by it on your way in. You weren't sure if it was, a place that you could go to. But it was. There's a sign that shows like a leaping gazelle jumping over a star.
Good night, cow. Good night, cow jumping over the moon.
And it's generally, I believe, right here. It's right where the Spokes Alley sign is, because Spokes Alley is kind of like this little triangle thing. That's kind of where the center of Spokes Alley is. And it's generally a bunch of mixed sort of shops between gnomes, foreigners, and the Marn. You guys enter the Starlit Gazelle. There's purple candles floating everywhere, held aloft by magic and presumably lit by it as well. A Marn wearing an interesting lopsided hat, kind of foppish, is reading a book by the purple candlelight. They take their feet off of the desk and say, "Oh, wasn't expecting somebody this late. Guys need a room?"
Yes, please.
Sure. 3 silver ahead. Late night fee,
I'd pass him 15 silver.
Thank you. Always happy to host adventurers.
Thanks.
They
They don't
seem
know
to
us very well.
they seem to have pegged you for that at least.
I mean, we did go in an interstellar adventure. Nobody's gonna believe this.
Be more surprised than you think. I saw you guys landing, if that was you guys.
Did a lot of people notice that?
Anybody that was awake. He looks up from his book. Out the window there's a big orange flash. A lot of people saw that strange ship.
Not that we're trying to keep it specifically low profile, but is that gonna cause an issue, you think?
Nah. Orange ain't the color of Kaifun. People probably think you're some sort of blasphemers, if anything, but I don't think they'd know.
I guess that's better than being ejected from the town or something.
I think we'll be fine. We're moving through here. We're not staying that long anyway.
Fair enough.
Well, that's what taverns are for. And inns.
Alright, you mind showing us to our room?
Yeah, sure. He reaches for a bell and tinkles it. Eventually a half-elf comes forth down the stairs. Oh, we got customers. Yeah, late ones. Take them to the free rooms. Alright, yep, right this way. And she leads you up the stairs, and takes you guys to your separate rooms.
Sweet, we've been having separate rooms.
Yep. You guys paid pretty well, so... and they don't have a ton of people here right now as far as visitors. Okay, so you guys go into your rooms. It looks like an Aloran tavern for the most part. It seems to have been built that way to make you guys more at home.
Yay, cultural occupation.
There's plenty of. This place has leaf crown, right? Leaf crown occupants.
Yes,
Okay.
the Leaf Crown are straight up around most of the walls and buildings. They occupy a lot of the tents, but you've also seen them walking about the town, even on your first trip here.
But it might not be a sleeping kind of night for Mao. Mao might try and go and investigate some of the, or gather information to see if there's any news on what's going on in Lore, or any commands, stuff like that, things that she can grab from a I don't know, I guess a commanding officer or a commanding officer station.
I'll probably do a little bit of scrying real quick on locations instead of people.
This only reminds me of that meme where it says, like, the rogue's going to bed early. The paladin wants to know your location!
But where are you? Don't worry about it. Shut up.
I'm just going to bed early. No, you're not!
Literally is sleeping this time. Say you're. Oh, you're right there.
Okay, so Zumasu, you pull out your amber orb of scrying, and
So,
Mao, you
can
kind
I-
of like feign going to bed, waiting for the rest of them to follow suit.
So, just to simplify, what I basically want to do is, since I already know the basic layout of Allure, and I don't want to spy on particular people, I just want to get a few, like, camera overhead shots to see kind of, like, if there's been any new
Wait, what?
architecture
Okay.
or new guards. So it's going to be, like, at the front gate, floating above, like, the lower district, and then floating above, like, the Congress district or whatever. You kind of get what I'm saying? Like, just maybe, like, 5 locations around the city floating bird's eye view to see if, like,
Just keep
structures
in
and
mind
new
that
developments.
it's a radius. Beyond that, you can't see anything.
Okay, so it would have to be a little bit more specific.
Yeah, it kind of just opens up this limited viewport into the world. So looking up in the sky would probably just yield nothing but sky.
So I guess it'd be more specifically like the entrance to the different districts then, and maybe the military headquarter entrance. See if there's more guards or something.
Okay. So you're doing that. Mao, why don't you give me a rundown on how you're going about things?
I guess I'm gonna go and try and figure out where the commanding officer's post is
Commanding
first.
tent?
Yeah.
Okay.
So establish highest order and then see if I can actually get anywhere near it.
Okay. So, Zumasu, you start looking around the entrances to the districts. The gate district is fairly well guarded. There's a large quantity of Aloran guards there. There are people patrolling the streets as you kind of like almost do a VR kind of jump through Allure, if you get
Yeah.
what I'm saying. You see that there are like just patrols passing through your little viewing orb. You don't really see too many other people out. Even at this hour, Allure is usually pretty hopping in the Gate District. There's people jumping about through different taverns and everything, but it's pretty locked down. It seems the curfew is still in effect. You head to the Patriciate Ward. It's very quiet. Doesn't seem to be anybody nearby. It's pretty quiet on all fronts. The Undercroft, it seems like you've seen a few shadowy figures lurking about, but they seem to be members of the Vintner's gang, as well as a few homeless people trying to find safe places to sleep.
So basically the curfew's technically still in effect is the main takeaway.
Yep, that's the general consensus of what you're getting, just from cursory look over the city. Any other
Okay.
specific places you want to look?
I just want to take one quick look at my old home to see if anybody rustled it about or graffiti's there.
The one that you guys burned down?
Yeah, the burned down home.
It appears to still be burnt down.
Okay.
It looks like the rubble has been cleared away, but it's otherwise still a wreck. It looks like some of the pieces of stone and stuff are being salvaged.
Okay.
The bunker
That's
is
all.
exposed, so that's
Oh
interesting.
no! That actually might not be great. Alright, that's all I
Too
got.
late now.
Mao, you start sneaking about. You're not a Marn, so I'm gonna have you make a stealth check to try and like make sure that nobody really catches an eye of you, because you would stand out here.
My cloak will definitely be up, covering my face.
I'm assuming you're wearing something over your eyeball cloak.
Yes.
Okay.
It is underneath. It is not.
I am just a simple tiefling peasant. You're covered in eyes and flesh.
I mean, I did just come from space, so I could be an Eldritch Horror if I wanted to be.
Yeah, honestly, that's the closest you guys are gonna get.
Yep.
It's tough to be. No, so you are able to easily sneak about the place. Um, in order to get a sort of quicker way up, you leap up some of these like retaining walls here. There's a river running through what seems to be known as Starborough by the residents. So you kind of like skirt along the walls, climb up this sort of uh, cliff face there, and then sneak into the nearest tents. You head towards the largest one, hiding amongst the crates nearby, and then sneak your way in. You do hear voices from within. Make a new stealth check for here. Well, not as good, but of course you are a rogue, so that is still very good. Um, yeah, you.
Jesus.
That was a 3, folks.
Yep.
I don't think you could fail anything at this point. Your lowest is a 16.
Mhm.
So, you very quietly sneak up against the tent walls. The tents have like stakes drawing the canvas taut, but they have wooden poles holding up the whole structure of the tent. It's not like one of those like flimsy it's not a flimsy tent. It's like a barracks tent. But the voices you hear within seem to just be general talk about the circumstances here. Just, a bunch of guards and military folk hashing it out. Like, oh man, you got guard duty tomorrow? Yeah, I'm on the north wall. Oh, I'm doing patrol around near the new wall site. I hear that some people are going out for another remote one? Yeah, that's probably more exciting than this dirt hole. Yeah, all these friggin' what do they call themselves? Yeah, the Marn. Yeah. Well, at least they're helping us get the stone. Well, we make them, so need to get them to get faster, though. Yeah, well, it's not like we're allowed to whip them. Those were the days. And this kind of goes on as they just grumpily talk about each other. It seems that they're also simultaneously playing some sort of card game, as they intermittently ask things like, "Got any threes?"
Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just move along.
Okay. You move along to the next tent, sort of parallel to this one, near the catapults. I'm gonna have you make a perception check. Okay. There's not as much noise in here, but you definitely can hear a bit of snoring, and you do hear some hushed whispers. They seem to be talking to each other. There's they seem to be talking about how they're not sure if this is right what they're doing here. But the other one is trying to tell them that they should probably keep those ideas to themselves.
Does this sound like its context is kind of related to the Marn, or does it allude to something else?
You're not sure exactly what the
Okay.
context is referring to, but it's generally light. It's not like, let's start a revolt. It's more like,
Yeah.
it doesn't feel right like we're doing here.
All right.
I mean, it's the Leaf Crown. You have to do what you're told. I know, but
That's right, soldier boys. Follow orders. Be good doobies.
it just doesn't feel right, because, like, this is a free town, and they're trying to... feels like we're really the ones who own this town, when it's not the case.
You mean you're the problem? Who knew?
Listen, as long as we get paid, we'll be out of here in a few months. Or we'll probably only last a few days, honestly. Days? You kidding me? Have you seen Alore's wizards? They could probably sweep the floor with these people. Alright. Just go back to bed. And they eventually do that and stop talking.
Move on to the next one.
You sneak across towards this direction, and sneak around in the tents. I'm gonna have you make a new stealth check, new perception.
Man, these people are chatty.
They are. I mean, a few of them were sleeping and snoring, so...
Yeah, in that one that was more hushed whispers, and Mao just rolled a 26 on their perception.
Yeah, and this is nighttime, so I have a feeling that this is the point where if anybody is going to be talking, like they're laying down for bed, kind of airing their grievances before passing out, or not.
Man,
But definitely
there's
not
this
during
whole,
the day, like public.
It's like the slumber party thing,
Yeah.
where it's like people tend to be a lot more chatty and open and honest when like lights are out and it's the end of the day and the illusion of privacy and secrecy. So.
Gross. Feelings are gross.
So, as you guys, or sorry, not as you guys. That's my go-to phrase that I say all the time.
You guys.
So you guys are in the woods, and Mao, you sneak amongst the next 3 tents along the western front. And in the first one, you just kind of hear a few people drinking and talking about their exploits on their latest mission abroad. It seems like these people are referring to a patrol in which they encountered some military force. It sounds from the sound of it, it was just a bunch of hobgoblins set loose in the Scablands. They took care of them pretty quickly. And then they're bragging about how they got the most gruesome kill on those filthy savages. You head to the next tent, and you... I'm not gonna make you redo the checks this time, I don't think. You're pretty good.
Alright.
You got eyeballs all over your face.
Alright.
You got a plus 15 stealth check. This is cakewalk for you. You start
That's
creeping.
what Mao is built for.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm built for spying.
Yeah, it's one of the things in D&D where it's like, oh, we have a rogue. We don't need to worry about this aspect of D&D. Like, if you have a ranger, we don't have to worry about looking for food.
I'm fine for freebies. Give them.
Yeah. So, you're sneaking about, and eventually you hear footsteps coming towards you in the stand. They're not too quick, but they're kind of hurried.
Are they heavy? Do they sound like somebody in armor? Or...
It sounds like they, it doesn't sound particularly heavy.
Okay.
But it doesn't sound like fleet of foot either. I'm gonna, this time, make you make a stealth check. Just to ask for it. Okay. Yeah, you quickly, dunk behind,
I am the shadows.
You duck behind a bunch of, like, supply crates, as a, humanoid figure rushes past you. It sounds like they're, wearing a bit of armor, just from a clink, but there's not a ton of armor, that they're wearing. They, rush towards the tent and kind of, like, look both ways, and then duck inside.
I will position myself around another side of the tent so I can listen in.
Okay, make a perception check. Yeah, you're very perceptive, and it sounds like this tent is relatively empty. You're not sure what's going on. Like, there doesn't sound like there's any snoring or anything. But after a while, you hear some excited whispers that you can't quite pick up. They're being very quiet, but then you hear giggling, and then you start to hear a thud of armor landing on the ground, and it becomes readily apparent that you have become a peeping tiefling at this point.
They fucking.
Are you sure, Mao? Are you sure?
Well, make an insight check, Mao.
Yes, I know this time. Fine.
You're aware of what sex is. This might be it.
This might be it. Alright.
There's a bit of curiosity, but also a bit of disgust, and you can choose whatever you want to do with
I'm
that.
going to move on to the next tent. Although I kind of want the armor for my own sake, but I really don't feel like going in there.
You know, they took off their armor. I want it.
Look,
I mean, if
Simple
she's
me.
being a sneaky rogue, she could steal an outfit.
go off to the next
The,
tent. There's
the
still
outfit that
tank
clicks and clangs that completely undermines your stealth. Yes, let's go for that.
for me, for Zamosu.
Exactly. He needs a new pair of leaf crown armor.
Yeah, because we got rid of the last one, didn't we?
Yeah, in order to
Yeah.
hide the fact that he's leaf crown. Yes,
But he also needs
because
to
he's
move
supposed to
amongst
be
them.
dead.
I know he's supposed to be dead. He doesn't need to be Zamosu. He could be spent.
Spence.
Well,
He's supposed to be dead.
Anyway, next tent.
You head to the next tent. Here it is much more boring, I guess I would say. There's just a few people that are smoking outside the tent, and they're just kind of chatting generally with each other. See those weirdos? Yeah, they just like flew in on like a... Is that a galleon? I don't know, it was glowing. Probably something that weirdo kobold was coming up with. Voodoo glows orange, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't really understand that stuff. Not our problem. As long as it doesn't attack us. Did we shoot a ballista at that thing? No, I think everybody was just kind of... Yeah, everyone was a little weirded out. Oh well.
Next.
We'll get him next time. The guy, like, elbows the other one. Otherwise, there's just snoring coming from inside the tent.
I mean, if there's any way for me to investigate, like, inside the tent, I'm not so sure how these tents are.
You could probably get underneath it, if you can find a good enough spot, and then try and sneak in that way.
Or even just, like, the corner and just kind of, like, cut a little hole in it just to see what's inside.
If you want to cut apart a tent, you could do that. It would probably make more noise than sneaking underneath it.
I'll sneak.
I'm just trying to imagine
Like
how
the
it would
rat
go.
I am.
Okay, yep, as usual. Very good. Check. You wiggle underneath, very slowly moving your body to push the sand out of the way. It's a bit tamped down, so there's not as much space as you'd hope beneath the canvas in the ground, but there's still enough for your lithe frame to wiggle through. You kind of look around. You're just beneath rows upon rows of cots. Just simple wooden cots with like cloth hammocks that are being held up like about 1.5 feet above the ground. There's a bunch of people's supplies laying along the ground. There's one guy that seems to be reading by candlelight, but the rest of them, they're all asleep. There's about, I'd say, maybe 50 people in this tent. It's a very big tent.
I'm gonna say that this is probably not the commanding tent, and I'm gonna go and continue on and look for one with less people and more shit on tables.
You haven't found much like that on this side. You head back and around over here, and you here you find more of the same in one of the tents, although there seems to be less cots here. You head into another one of the tents, and it does seem to be occupied. There is candlelight coming from within, though you don't hear anything.
Do I see shadows moving or anything against the candlelight?
You move around the tent until you can get a good angle, and you see that there is a humanoid figure within. They're probably closer towards the center of the tent, so it's kind of harder to make out.
Think I might try to stealth near, if it's clear and there's no one walking around in front, stealth near like the opening to try and peek in to see if I can view this individual.
Okay. You make a new stealth check. Okay. I'll roll against this. Just because. Okay. So you sneak in, not in, but you like find a spot on the ground that you can kind of get behind some barrels and like peel up the bottom of the tent just to look inside. And you see that there does seem to be a large table in this room, and there is a armored humanoid figure standing on the other side of you, that are like looking upon the table as if there's probably some sort of papers or potentially a map laid out upon the table. It looks like they're making some sort of plans.
I think that is where I'll wait, and I'm gonna kind of sit and just wait for them to either leave or pack up or like turn off the candle so that way you can go and gather whatever might be left on the table.
Okay. You wait this out. Nobody seems to come by for a while. You're also near what it looks like to be a makeshift training grounds. There's a lot of like target dummies and like archery targets nearby, but of course nobody's using them this late at night. Eventually, another humanoid figure walks past you. You're very well hidden, so they don't see you. They come into the tent and go, Katarina. Yes. It's time for your shift. Shift's over. Not gonna get enough sleep, am I? It's your choice to stay up. Well, fine. Take over. Make sure nobody comes in. I'm sure the Marn would like to know. Yeah, I'll keep everybody out. Then the Katarina figure takes her helmet, puts it on her head, grabs a great sword, straps it onto her back, and then walks out of the tent. She is dressed in very regal-looking armor, definitely a higher up in the Leaf Crown. She walks off towards the walls to the north. There is now another person here that is just kind of passively walking around. They're like looking over the plans and stuff as well, and eventually just take a seat, just have a lantern. They start writing down something.
All right. Well, you can again probably go back to the party, and I'm just gonna wait it out and see how long. Toward the end of his shift, I want to start figuring out what their shifts are. I don't want to do anything.
Okay. So the rest of you, I think, are sleeping? Is
Yeah.
that not the case?
I did my little scrying and then I went to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you guys were sleeping.
Okay.
But yeah, basically I'd just be waiting to see how long this shift might go, / will they get tired toward the end of their shift? So I can go in and, I don't know, or potentially use like thaumaturgy to like spook them out and go and grab some stuff real quickly.
Well, their shifts seem to be a long while.
Okay.
At least 2 hours go by and there's been no move from this person to like get up or like get ready to get off their shift. They do like fall asleep a few times, but they quickly start themselves awake, just kind of look around and clear their throat and continue their watch. Sometimes they like walk out of the tent and like look around, do some patrols around the tent. You're very well hidden though, so
All right.
can't catch higher hair of you.
I think thaumaturgy away from the tent. Trying to think of a good noise that would definitely help.
Well, it's not really a precise noise. It's more like a...
Well, trying to think of like a rumbling, or maybe it sounds like a clattering of barrels, like just like something that would catch their ear and make them want to go outside.
Yeah, I mean, you can easily make a rumble.
I'll make a rumble
Make a rumble outside the...
outside the tent, so and in the back of it, so he has to go out and around.
Okay. Make a deception check, I guess, to make sure that it's like accurately done. Yeah, you've pretty much gotten the idea of what a believable sound would be on the outside. You channel your magical powers and cause a small tremor on the ground that just goes. Some barrels in the next tent over, like, tip over, and one of them, like, rolls along the ground. And the guard reaches for their longsword. What was that, then? And then steps out of the tent And
Skyrim.
must have been my imagination. They head towards the barrels near the other tent. Looks like one other person is like woken up, like, what's wrong? And then they start talking. What do you want to do? Head into the tent?
Yep, definitely sneak in, try to keep my shadow away from that side of the tent. So I don't cast light on wherever that soldier had went, so opposite side.
Okay. There does seem to be a candle inside the tent, still lit. It looks like they replaced the candle when Katharina got off watch. You head inside, and you look around. This does appear to be a command tent sort of place. It looks like there is a map laid out in front of you. It's definitely got... there's a smaller map that shows Erzark specifically on it, marking the progress of their castle walls that they're building around it, as well as sort of a brief plan of who's on what watch and when, and whose patrols are going where and when, so you kind of get an idea that the patrols are moving throughout the day in a very organized manner. They also tend to have about 4 to 6 hour shifts. 4-hour shifts at night so that people can get enough rest. 6-hour shifts during the day between places. As you look at the sort of map of the Scablands, which is mostly what it encompasses, you see that there are some markers indicating that Aloran troops are out in the field, and it's keeping track of where they are. It seems that they're concentrated, of course, here, as well as a fortress, the fort that you guys cleared away before of hobgoblin threats. There's also a few patrols out, and they're actively patrolling near Connaughton Borners, as well as New Dawn. Seems that they are quite close. From what you can tell, there seems to have been a battle at some point, because there's a sort of explosion symbol, sort of. They have a little marker for it that they've placed along one of the patrol routes. That's in the northwest. Sorry, that was a lot of information.
That's fine, I got it all down. I guess just, this is a giant table. I'm assuming there's probably no drawers or anything like that, but anything important that might be laid out, or even maybe even letters or notice of the merchants coming through, things like that.
You don't see any keeping track of merchants or anything, but make an investigation check.
Did I go through?
Yeah, it did.
I see.
Might have just taken a second. So, as you're looking around, you do see a crumpled up sheet of parchment on the table. It's sort of been tossed to the side. You also see that there's a specific place with numbers that just says Marn next to it. And it seems to show how many people are currently working in the stone mines versus how many people are working on the walls. And sort of there's just another one that just says untapped resources. And just below that, it seems to list another number.
That's unlabeled, doesn't connect to anything?
It's just below the where the Marn are working. It seems to imply human capital stock.
Gotcha. Yeah, I will take out a quick piece of parchment, and I'm gonna write that down with chalk and roll it back up and put it into my pouch, and then probably scramble out if I don't see anything else of importance. I don't want to stay too long.
Okay. Did you do anything with the crumpled up piece of parchment?
Crumple it back up and put it back onto the table.
Oh, that was not the crumpled piece of parchment. That was just another sheet of paper, sorry. There, you haven't touched the parchment yet.
I will grab that parchment
Okay.
and uncrumple it.
Okay. As you start to uncrumple it, you hear, "Must have been my imagination," and footsteps heading back towards the tent. What do you do?
I grab the crumpled piece of parchment and I'm gonna tilt the candle over like it fell, and I'm going to scoot back out.
Okay. You tip the candle over like it fell, and you scoot back out.
From underneath the side of the tent or something.
Make a acrobatics check as you like slide into home base beneath the tent.
Ugh.
It's not great. I'm gonna have you make a stealth check, just because you kind of flubbed it at the end there. Yeah, you managed to easily save yourself. And the guard comes back into the room. "Oh, Hieronius, no!" and rushes over towards the candle to right it back up, and then okay. Whew, we're good. Whew. Katerina doesn't need to know about that. Just redraw some of these. And yeah, you rush off with your crumpled up piece of paper.
I run back to the tavern.
Okay, you
Go
sneak
back
back.
into my room.
You sneak back into bed. Nobody really seems to take notice of you.
I want to read this diary.
You open up the crumpled piece of paper. It seems to be a pamphlet of sorts, written on parchment, but it seems to have been typed out as if it was mass-produced, like with a printing press, you might say. It says "The True Herald" at the top. And it seems to detail current events going on in Allure. In general, they're talking about how the Senate is part of a national conspiracy. They're not speaking for the people. They only want a war for resources, and the general call to action is that the Senate's pockets are filled with the blood of Allorans. The Red Raven lives. We rally behind her.
Alright, well that's it for me, and then I'll hand over that piece of paper to Zamosu in the morning.
Okay.
And yeah.
You guys wake up.
I had
more
a good
grog-
night's sleep. What's got you bugged up now?
I'm in a different room. You're not there.
Okay. I'm gonna go get me breakfast.
You guys head downstairs. The interior is still dimly lit with the purple light of those floating candles, although now there's a bit of dawn light coming through, although it's obscured by the canyon walls that are part of Erzark.
All right, let's go see the damn kobold.
Yeah, is everybody here?
Yep. And Goose too.
Come, show up and rub my eyes, be like, Zamosu, here, take this. And plop the crumpled paper into your hand.
I found this.
I found this.
I
Found
unraveled the paper, and it's basically the little propaganda thing.
Seems to be.
Now what is this? We're nowhere near Lori. Where did you get this?
I found things by doing my usual stuff. I'm
I
telling
needed,
Now I
you all
assume you
now.
want some coffee or something.
Yes.
Speak clearly.
Okay,
yeah.
we can make that happen for you, darling.
Okay, we get her some coffee from the inn.
It just
Yeah, they actually do have coffee here. It seems to be
Hell
a
yeah.
standard Marn beverage. And as you guys sip your cuppas,
it's bitter and I like it.
yeah, they serve it black. They
I
kind of get
spiked mine.
confused if anybody asks for cream.
Nope.
But yeah, they do observe
I
the
asked if they
spiking
have
it.
anything hard.
Sorry?
I asked if they have anything hard liquor to add to it.
Oh yeah, it's already in there.
Wait, if I say like milk is for the devil, does that mean it's just meant for Mao? Because she's like a fiendish thing?
I guess.
Don't be a stereotype, dude.
Don't make it weird.
Don't make it weird. No one likes
Okay.
milk.
Okay, Mao. You want me to call you Noah here? don't even
Sure.
Anyway.
Okay,
Uh,
Nowhere. Where did you find this? I'll lower it to a whisper.
Well, I mean, alright, I guess you want me to be honest. I went to the command tent and I was digging around for some stuff. I just happened to come across a few things.
So the command.
Don't get
did
mad.
this? Well, I mean, at this point, you didn't get caught, so that's the important thing. So
The paladin's really progressed as a person.
I'm so proud.
I'm pretty sure.
He's just
Yeah.
It
You
was
did- you
crumpled before I grabbed it. I'm just letting you know. They probably don't like
Nobody
it.
got hurt or anything, right?
There was a candle
We're not
that got
gonna be
knocked
having to-
over.
Oh, but no, we don't have to explain ourselves to anybody if they
No.
have a search party. Okay. Then I guess this is good work. Does it seem like this is from the commander or a subordinate?
It was from the command tent, the one that had the table and all the cool stuff and the map. Oh yeah, and the map, which says that there's things here, and then there was a weird list of all the Marn being numbered in these locations, like
That's
where they're
kinda-
working.
I mean, I guess they want to keep track because technically they're occupying, but that's kind of weird.
Yeah, there's some people that were there that didn't seem like they're happy about what they were doing, and I'm assuming they mean, I don't know, just pushing the Marn around, being dicks like they usually are. You leave crown people.
That kind of, yeah.
Yep, your job.
To be fair, well, no, I've been called to do things I don't like either. But my question is this: was the paper crumpled up and thrown in the trash? I guess I'm trying to figure out if this was more just somehow she got a hold of, or whoever the leader was got a hold of this, or they were actually a sympathizer. Because those two distinctions kind of make a big difference.
Crumpled up on the table.
So maybe they confiscated it.
Possibly. So there might be someone here. Maybe there was one of the Leaf Crown. Maybe got it. I don't know. Did you tell your this is yours, right? This is the stupid thing that you tried building?
Actually, let me take a look at it. Can I look for details on that?
Make an investigation check.
How did I get the stupid brush tool again?
I don't know.
I'm selecting it.
I don't even know what I selected.
There must be a hotkey that you press, but I don't know what the hotkey is.
That would make sense, and I don't know which one it would be.
This is why I always have push to speak as shift, and do not mess around with it.
So your investigation, it does seem to have been made with a printing press. That's really all you have to go on with the fact that you conscripted a potentially magic printing press at some point, which I think should be done by now, by your estimations.
I did tell the Red Raven to go look for that guy.
Yeah. And
Also, apparently she's still alive.
Yep.
That's good news for us. Maybe.
Definitely.
What do you mean, maybe? She's
Technically-
badass.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I meant maybe about this possibly being written by them. I really wish we had a sending spell sometimes, but then again, I am dead, so we'll have to come to this bridge when we come to it.
She wouldn't get it anyway. Doesn't she have weird magic stuff on her? Prevents her from being scryed on and all other shit?
Oh, I meant I have two possible people who probably might have written this that I could have contacted, possibly.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm just it could be them, it could not be. I guess it's a good thing that they're trying to push this.
Sure. Whatever, dude. I just something I found. It looked neat. Kind of informative. I know you've been wanting to figure out what's going on with Allure. Here you go.
I mean, we kind of have all our suspicions, but still need a bit more evidence. I guess for now, let's go meet up with the guy. We want to find those merchants, get our power, or what is it? We're trying to get a wish spell.
Trying to find a place.
But the place will give us a wish spell, which would be really useful now, right?
The innkeep comes over to you guys with some simple slices of big sourdough slices of bread, and they're covered in a thick rustic jelly. There you go, breakfast.
Nice. Do I have any space meat left over? I don't. Okay. I eat my jelly.
It's been several weeks. It's probably gone bad at this stage.
Yeah, that's why I
Probably ate it
well,
along
if
the
you
way.
could-
I should say
if you
that Tyranhamsaurus meat definitely tastes a bit like pig.
I mean, if I made it into jerky, that's not too bad for it to last this long. But
Sure.
it's been 2 weeks. I'm pretty sure it's gone.
Either way, guys heading out?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess I eat toast on the go.
Sure. You grab the toast in your mouth, remember that there's jam on it, and decide to hold it with your hands like a normal person instead of an anime character. And then you walk...
Thanks.
But I want to see anime character Mao running out of the tavern.
You already saw Naruto. It's the same thing.
Mao needs to collect all the anime tropes like a little bingo card.
Yes, I am a bingo card.
He needs the achievements.
We all need bingo cards.
Eventually Mao will get all the shonen ones, so...
Ugh.
So you guys head over. I guess I'll use Zumasu as your collective token. You guys head
Sounds good.
up.
Spent. It's spent.
Whatever, man.
I'm still undercover.
Don't blow my cover, dude. So you guys head up towards the observatory. The gnomes are all bustling about. It looks like they're in a bit of a tizzy. They seem to be rushing about from place to place and are taking little notice of you guys. Nobody really stops you from walking in and heading up towards Clack's office, or rather lab in the observatory. You guys open the door and Clack is sitting there with his feet up on his desk and arms behind his head. He lets out a big yawn. Oh, yeah, it was pretty epic out in space. Seriously, like, all these freaking weirdos were attacking us, but I was just like, kaplow and kablooey, and then off with that guy's head, and it just exploded. And, yes, yeah, but we got lots of valuable information. You can see it all in my notes. I think a lot of your assignments are probably gonna get some relatively huge advances. Probably even find some new ideas, too. Yes, we also seem to have some guests. Come in, everyone. Gnomes, disperse. And then the gnomes that are, like, surrounding him, like, rush off with hurried little papers.
What a nerd!
Well, how do you do, fellow friends? If I may call you that, we did spend a few weeks together, but...
No.
Okay.
I mean, Mao, he did kind of save our bacon, and we saved his bacon.
At this stage, all we need is information.
We also shared
Be
bacon.
on our way out.
Oh, of course. What information do you need? These are the ones that you were...
The same thing that we've been asking since the beginning that we've gotten here.
Yeah, since before we were blasted into space. Because of your little toy.
Right, you were talking about that. I told you, but we don't deal... Like, we do deal with them, but they kind of show up when they, whenever they please. And then, the gnome with the obscenely long beard, walks over towards you guys. If I may, there is actually a member of the Merchants Consortium here. Oh!
Sweet.
Well, there you go. Benjamin, where are they? Well, they're probably down with Bossamus. They're in the lower part of the building, of the one next door. Well, I can just, and he takes you to the window and just points at the next building, kind of where Zumasu physically is, his token, in that building. It's down there. We have a little shop filled with magic items, but some of our inventions make it that way. Oh, inventions, yes. That boot, I asked him when he came in, and, yeah, that thing's done. He's figured out the secret to anti-gravity on the go. Kind of functions identically to boots of spider climbing, but this one's done with science magic. So
I
it's
gotta
like
teleport down
different.
there. This is another distraction.
But I
Teleport
want,
down to the shop.
I want the boot to spider climbing.
Well, yeah, he took them with him. They're down there in the shop. He says that they're ready.
Okay, thank you, Clack.
Okay.
We'll talk again later. I'm gonna dash out and go to the place as well.
Best of luck. We have lots of work to do, many advances to make. Yes! Well, our reports will soon be totally complete, and we can fully understand this magic hoodoo. Yes. Come back anytime. Any friend of Cax is apparently a friend of mine. And you guys leave through the forest of gnomes. Goodbye. Okay. You guys head down to the the storefront. It seems to have a sign out front that just in nice copper plate lettering just says Bosimus's Emporium. And you guys enter the door, which has a audible doorbell, and it sounds like a ding-dong sort of sound, which is a little jarring to you guys. You've never heard like a digital sort of sound before, but you guys continue your walk inside. There's a lot of various, like, it kind of looks like the lab, except it's made out of what looks to be defunct, like, pieces of garbage, perhaps failed experiments that they're just selling as antiques, or spare parts. Eventually, you walk over to a gnome that's talking to a taller human gentleman that's bedecked with, like, jewels of all varying sorts. They're carrying a golden staff as well, tipped with a jade, a large jade jewel. They're like talking to each other just as you guys enter. There's lots of different items and other things around the shop. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna wait patiently. I'm not gonna be rude. I don't want to interrupt, but I am going to be keeping an eye on the blinked out guy, obviously, because I need to talk to him.
Okay.
What was the name of the guy again?
I did. The guy that was the inventor is Bosimus, is the name that they gave you.
Okay, I'm gonna just like do a little tap on the table or a nearby item, not too loud, but just be like, sorry to interrupt. We could find Bosimus here. We would like to have a word with him if we may.
A gnome is like perusing and just goes, "I don't work here. But that's Bosimus over there talking to the blinged out dude."
Oh, thank you very much. Do you know who the blinged out dude is?
I don't work here.
Okay, thank you.
You walk off.
Hey, do you work here?
No,
What is this, Home Depot?
I just wear a blue shirt.
Fuck, it's Lowe's.
Yeah. Anyway,
Wanted
ignore
to know
that.
if that was a local rich guy or something.
No, it doesn't seem to
for
be.
fancy things to possibly put in my pocket.
I'm just gonna keep on staring at their general direction.
Sure.
Until they're done.
As
Like eavesdrop.
Zumasa goes to eavesdrop, Mao, as you're looking around, you do seem to have come across a lot of stuff, but understanding what that stuff does is another sort of story altogether. Yeah, there's a lot of different, what look to be wands. Some of them seem to be sparking incessantly, and they're all made of, like, coppery and iron metal, some steel, bits of, like, cogs taped to them like they're supposed to be steampunk, and
I hate it already.
you think that one of them is just definitely a discarded copper pipe, not actually a wand, but you decide probably best not to take any chances. You do see a row of boots that seem to be the ones that you guys saw upstairs before. There's a few different sizes. A lot of them are small, but there are a few medium-sized boots there. Size 10 and a half, I think.
It's actually pretty big. My feet is only 9.
Yeah, big feet.
Yeah, big feet. Shut up.
I mean, probably feet for Marn? Half-orcs?
That makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
No.
Chris is feeling self-conscious about that. Yeah.
Don't ask me for feet pics.
Not without money.
Fair.
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
This is only for fans.
Oh my god.
But yeah, you see a bunch of random wands that you can't really identify what they're doing, and you're not sure exactly if they work. But you've definitely seen the boots. Everything else is just large equipment, as well as a bunch of, like, kind of like a tool shop where you see like a bunch of little tiny drawers that are filled with nuts and bolts that have been organized in some archaic way that your rogue mind doesn't totally understand.
I go and mess with them while I'm waiting.
You start taking some of the nuts and bolts and switching them around into different things, switching the drawers around, grabbing piles of them and like shoving them into the other ones because you're a goddamn gremlin. Eventually, Zimasu, you're eavesdropping, you said?
Yeah, I didn't roll very well.
Oh, I didn't see what you rolled. Yeah, you don't really catch a glimpse as you're kind of like approaching them and kind of like trying not to be very obvious. Eventually, they both look at you. I'm, of course, I need to potentially see a customer, but of course, look around at your leisure. Anyway, how can I help you? The gnome is holding a large, like, orange rock. Seems to be a similar glowing stone from the hoodoo.
I'm gonna ignore the gnome and I can approach the guy.
Okay. Anyway, they introduce themselves as Bossamus Will Whistle, and they talk to you, Zumasu. As well as far as Amon, you go and talk to this other figure. They have a big bushy mustache and a bit of a tuft of hair on their chin. They also have what looks to be a gargantuan like head wrapping with a big feather poofing out of the top, kind of Jafar-like. They regard you with a bit of standoffishness. And who might you be?
I'm a man seeking the Merchants Consortium. I heard a person involved with it might have been here. Might that be you? I did not mean to interrupt.
No interruption. Our business was pretty much concluded. But if you're looking for the Merchants Consortium, well, you have found it. My name is Drazir.
Good to meet you. Well, I'll get to the chase, as I'm sure you're aware time is valuable. What I wish to know is that I've heard rumors that your organization is capable of granting wishes.
Oh, this is news to me. But I suppose wishes are in the eye of the wisher. What is your wish, my interesting friend?
Something deeply spiritual, and it will affect my brethren significantly into the afterlife. I seek a power that's not commonly known, and that's why I sought to seek you out. If I have made a wrong impression, then I would like to apologize. But that's what my journey has been about.
Well, it sounds like you are looking for an actual wish. And I can tell you that the Merchants Consortium does deal with those of the genie way. They come in many types and sizes, but some of them can grant wishes. If you're looking for the Famladan, I might be able to lead you there. But I am a merchant by trade, and Famladan is a place of deals. In order for me to find it for you, it must be the product of a fair deal. Now, how much is this worth to you?
It is a thing that I'll give my life for.
Oh,
Yeah.
You don't want to start with the big bet.
my friend, you should read that new book that came out, that The Artist and the Deal, something
No.
like that. But
Barf.
of course, I am a kind person, and I go easy on people. People find me friendly, and I find you kind of friendly as well, my friend. What is your name?
I go by this They call me the Scarred One.
Interesting. I'm going to call you Scary. So scary.
Good to know.
That's adorable.
I'm leaving for New Dawn in a day or two, and I plan to stay there for a while. You can meet me there, and if you're truly serious about this exchange, then I'm going to need you to bring me something. I'm going
What
to
do you
need you to bring me a... I'm going to need you to bring to me the crown of the fire giants. They say
Fire Giant. Nice. Okay.
they say that it was taken and exists in a temple, at least from my knowledge. I've been tracking the artifact for a while, and it has moved into the hands of someone that is keeping themselves well hidden. An adventurer like myself, like, I cannot go on my lonesome, but you folks, I assume you're all together by your demeanor, but you, Scary, you could probably reclaim it for me, and potentially clear out any, unwanted creatures nearby it. If you can accomplish this, and meet me back in New Dawn with this valuable artifact, I will take you to
Although-
Famladan.
Not to sound ungrateful for your offer, it seems if you are not entirely aware of the artifact status and the fact that you need to meet, I need to meet you there in 2 days' time. It
Oh,
seems.
no, I am
Yeah,
leaving for there in 2 days. I'm going to stay in New Dawn for a while. I need to
okay,
lay low for a while. This Aloran business is getting a little hot for me.
makes sense. So in that case, give us some time. If this endeavor has taken you a lot of time, then I suggest you be fair, uh, and do the same for me.
Any
Now,
other lead he has also?
as the gentleman over there suggests, what other give us all the information you can so that we might actually fulfill your request.
The crown of the fire giants is a artifact passed down from the fire giant lords, and it kind of shows who's in charge. It's more of a symbol than anything, but it is also rumored to have interesting powers, and it would be very amicable to have this. And as far as my information, it is definitely guarded by fire giants. I can tell you approximately their direction. And he tells you it's in the Scablands, generally to the southeast. It's,
All right.
from what I can tell, buried amongst these three spires that peek out from the mountains nearby. The Scabs, as you call them.
In between the three spires. All right.
I have
So-
tried scrying upon the place, but no avail. It seems to be
Oh.
protected from magic, though I can sense a great evil occurred there.
Have you ever tried getting there physically?
Oh, heavens, no. No, I would not do that.
Sounds pretty dangerous.
It does. That's why I'm sending Scary here. And you might be?
I'm spent. We're part of a party, so just trying to get prepared for whatever adventure we got to go on.
I did think that I pegged you correctly. You are adventurers. That is good. You seem powerful. I hope that I am pegging that as well. So, if you are all going to go there, good luck, and I will see you in New Dawn if you are successful. If not, well, it's no skin off my bones.
I would like to pickpocket something from him as he passes by. Nothing important, but maybe just like Something we could
Out
use
of
to scry
spite.
on him. And that, because he seems like an asshole.
That's fair.
Is this like an actual store where I can buy shit?
Yeah, it does seem to be.
I was gonna talk to the guy afterwards too.
Yeah, because I kind of want to replace my ring of protection.
That's fair.
You try to kind of like sidle by Thrasier to try and pick their pockets, which are well laden, it seems. You reach in to one of the folds of their cloth robes, and as you do, a small brooch on his chest animates. It flaps open with these jade and gold ornamental wings and zips around towards you and starts flying up and down. It seems to have animated, and he goes, "Oh, Nefri, what is... Oh, hello, little one. You need something from Tharazir? Usually my best friends purchase something."
I think Mao's a little taken aback by calling little one. I should fucking slit your throat. What's wrong with you? Don't you have manners?
Little horned one, I am not the one who was caught picking a merchant's pockets. Do you know the Merchant Consortium's penalties for such things?
No, and how about I just give you a couple coins for some shit on you then?
For some shit on me?
I don't care. I just want to buy something. Give me something that you have on you.
Man, you guys don't know much about deals or bargaining, do you?
No, I'm trying to give you a lot of gold. Just give me something that's yours.
I'm looking at this like exchange because I'm like patiently waiting my turn and just sort of like hand to forehead and pinching the bridge of my beak and just sort of shaking my head as like, oh god.
Okay. Thrasier says, well, if you'd like to do business, I can see you outside. It might be easier for me. But if you need anything else, just let me know. I will peruse here a bit and then go outside. We can do business then, after you've calmed down, perhaps. Come, Nefri. And the little beetle, as it were, the brooch beetle, flies over to him and then clasps itself back in place. He takes his staff and starts like walking off. Bosimus is kind of looking at Zumasu and kind of waving his hand. Hello, I was talking to you. Like I thought you were talking to
Sorry
me.
about that. We were here for two reasons, and that guy was kind of the other one. I am interested in your spider climbing anti-gravity shoes.
Oh, how do you know about those?
Your friend Clack, we had a little rendezvous, and we noticed those things that he said you were working on when we came to his office.
Oh, he did mention something about... So you guys are the weirdos that were flying around space. Interesting, how was it?
Scary. Also, enlightening. How much do you know about this universe? And my eyes like to slightly glaze over.
How much do you know about the world that you live in? I don't know. I just know the stuff I study. The physics. But my mind usually isn't pointed upward. It's usually pointed more downward. Down on Earth. But, I mean, I guess Clack did build that weird observatory. Maybe the hoodoo did have something to do with space. But I'll have to review his notes.
But there's more worlds than just ours. I mean, you probably already knew that, but there's tons more worlds than ours, and I kind of give him a sort of dead stare.
Okay. Well, if you want spider climbing boots, or as I call them, anti-gravity boots, because that's kind of how they work, definitely not the same thing as spider climbing boots. That being said, it has the same virtually identical effect. They're also both magical, but mine's different magical, so don't get it confused.
Jesus Christ. I hate these gnomes so goddamn much.
Specifically functionally wise, how many times can it be used, and is it at will? If it's not magical, how do you turn it off or on?
Oh, yeah. You just have to will it to work, and it does.
Oh.
Here, I have some big one-sized boots over here, and he puts some shoes onto you. They're a little loose, but he has like these little knobs on the side, and he just kind of goes, and the boots clamp onto your feet. There, is that tight enough? Too tight? It needs to be fairly tight.
I think it's fine.
Okay, good.
Is there a wall I can go walk on, I guess?
I mean, that one's unoccupied. I have some of my stuff resting on the walls. Some of the more important stuff's a little higher up, just so that I can keep an eye on it all the time. And you see that the lab does continue slightly upward. It has the same sort of effect as the Rafters Tavern, where there's localized gravity.
Is there one without localized gravity that would prove these work?
Oh, yeah, I didn't really think of that. I guess you can head out to the cliff face.
All right. How much would these run me by if they go as planned?
Let me think about that for a second. Why don't you go give him for a spin?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna head out and go to the cliff face, and I guess also to see if I can run back into that merchant guy.
Hold on. Okay. So you head outside. Thrazir hasn't come out yet, but you walk over to the cliff face near the southeast of the area, and Bosmus is kind of like has his hands on his hips as you just start to take some tentative steps up the wall. It's a bit unusual, as it's mostly just your feet sticking to the wall. It doesn't fully get your whole body facing that direction, so you kind of like are left kind of with your hands on the wall as well. There's still a few kinks. We need to try and increase the field, but generally it works.
It doesn't seem too bad. I can make do with this. Does this thing hold pretty well if you have like force exerted? Let's say I got hit with something while I was stuck to the wall.
Oh yeah, you'd probably get knocked down, yeah. Try not to use them in combat if you're planning on getting hit.
Okay. Fair enough.
And as you're like on the wall, you see that the glowing sides of the boots, there's kind of like stones like embedded where the ankles are. They're glowing, and then they like start to spark a bit, and then the boots suddenly fail for a second. You start to fall. Make a acrobatics check. Sorry,
Okay.
dexterity save, I'll say. Yeah, you were able to tumble down relatively safely down into the dirt right near Bossamus. There's sometimes it'll do that. Haven't really found out why it does it at random, but generally they work. Almost as good as slippers of spider climbing.
Are they gonna reactivate anytime soon?
Oh yeah, that they usually only go off for a few seconds.
Okay. Huh. These still are pretty good. Can I get a discount since they haven't seemed to be perfected yet? And maybe if I ever come by again, I can get an updated pair?
Make a persuasion check. Now listen here. Gnomish engineering is extremely delicate, and I think what I've done here is something that's a feat, just something above a miracle. All right, so don't devalue this thing. I mean, I'll come if I have any unique upgrades that I can give to it and you come back to me, I'll definitely be very obliged to apply them for a nominal fee. But for now, I think I'm willing to part with those for somewhere in the line of, oh, I'd say 200 gold pieces, 250?
Yeah, that seems fair for something. Okay, I've hand over the 200 gold pieces.
Yeah, maybe 50 for the repair cost.
So, okay, but you better have the repair cost in case something does go on. Okay, I hand over 250.
Yeah, thank you. Now, let me just, and he does some adjustments on your boots. There we go. It should be good for a while longer.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll just say moon boots of spider climb.
Slippers of spider climbing is fine. Although there
Okay.
is a 5% chance that they fail whenever they are used.
Cute.
Great, but I can use it pretty much anytime at will.
Yep.
Yes,
No
that's fine.
attunement?
Oh, that's a good question. Do.
I do have to be a little conscious of that because I am wearing.
It
like,
does
a bunch of
not
stuff.
require attunement.
Sweet.
Oh wait,
So
no,
I
it
can-
does. It does. Sorry, it was at the top.
So it's okay. I have to. I'll figure it out. I just have to go. I know I have to keep the parapat, whatever wound closure, but then I have the other items. I gotta
Periapt.
double check.
The pair of pats.
Periapt. Pair of spats.
Okay, bust for
Turning into a
Jones.
fly kind of individual here, Zamosu. Got some spats, got some shoes.
Okay, Boom Crash, you were waiting your turn patiently, so I think I should give you your turn.
Thank you. Hey there.
No, denied.
Shut up.
Amon jumps into the room. Denied! This is my story! This is
Throw
my
something at you.
story.
Hello?
Hello, little bird.
Are you the person that I buy stuff from?
Well, you can buy things from this shop, but if you want to buy things of the shiny variety, then you would come to me.
Okay. I'm looking for a particular item, and I was wondering if you could help me. It's called a ring of protection.
Oh, I do have several of those at my disposal.
Excellent. Of what varieties and of what price?
Oh, well, it is the simple one, a +1. If you had to put a numerical scale to it, we just call it a ring of protection.
That sounds pretty fabulous. How much?
Well, this one will cost you about 4,000 gold pieces. That is in the, It will save your life, and really, it's a steal.
I don't. Okay.
I
I
have money.
remember paying less than that for my ring of protection.
That's the haggle.
Okay.
Capitalism
so,
ho.
So the thing is that the reason why I'm looking for a ring of protection is because I recently had mine, let's say, deliberately misplaced by an offensive party. So I know that they don't cost that much. So what is your best and most fair offer?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Well, it seems as if one of your party is somewhat canny.
I heard that.
Yes, and please forgive my friend. She gets ideas in her head, and she's not the most graceful social person, but she does genuinely mean well, and she is a delight to have, especially on an adventure. So, would it make you more comfortable if I was there to sort of play translator and ease the waters between you two?
I'm sure it would help my little avian friend, but I am not offended. Everybody is after Thrazir's jewels.
Boom Crash blinks twice and sort of giggle snorts and is like, okay.
I meant
It's good
what
to
I
have the
said,
confidence.
little
I think it's
girl.
very helpful as a merchant.
Either way, as we do business, perhaps we could do something in more of the line of 3,200.
That sounds very fabulously fair. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you take platinum pieces?
Of course.
Excellent.
Vizier pockets the change, and says, "Come forth. I'm done perusing these. Bossumus, I think that I will do with just the gems that you have sold me. Not gems, stones, whatever. I'll find a use for them. Something less, gauche." He just kind of gestures at the weird steampunk wands with, like, cogs taped to them. Everyone that wants to shop from Thrazir, come follow me. And
Also, are you in the market for gemstones?
of course, Thrazir takes all things shiny and gleaming and turns them into powerful artifacts.
I would love to be able to help you do these things. So I have a few items that we've acquired along our travels, and I show him the aquamarine, the rubies, the emeralds, the kalimba, the gold comb, the silver and agate chalice, gold bangle, and I'm gonna keep the blasted unicorn horn, but I also have jet and a gold nugget.
All right. You have the values of all those written down?
Yes, except, oh no, the gold bangle I'm keeping. But the rest I have the values written down.
Okay. Thrazir calls you guys outside to do business. Yes, we'll get to these. See you, Bossumus. I'll see you next time. Come back anytime, Thrazi. No. Thrazir. Whatever. Now, we can do business. He comes outside, enters the square, and he takes out a small little replica of what looks like a covered wagon, and with a simple command word that he whispers into it, it expands outward into a full-fledged shopping cart, complete with, like, jewels gleaming and, like, strung across the top of the stand window, or the stand, like, overhang, and just a whole bunch of, like, fake mannequin heads and hands, like, showing off all these jewels. He also seems to have, like, a sort of back area where he just has a bunch of stuff stored. He says, "Feel free, peruse my wares. But of course, no stealing. Please watch your sticky-fingered friend. I was going to say, that is a useful talent in the lines of adventurers, so I do not get offended by such things, especially when people like you are in my employ. They know that they can get much richer by dealing with me properly."
Yeah, I could make you much richer if you didn't insult me and my height. Not even that short. What's wrong with you?
Everyone is little in some ways. Even I.
What does he have to sell? I just want to grab whatever's like some sort of trinket that looks like it'd be more personal, but maybe he's just like getting rid of. He's like, yeah, I don't want it. It's like, I don't know, old maps maybe that he's written, stuff like that.
You start looking through. It looks like a lot of the stuff here is ranging from the illustrious and definitely magical looking, glowing, and like some of them have, like, there's a ring that just is crystalline blue with like orbiting like motes of white energy, but then there's others that just seem to be either plain. There's just a straight up lockbox that's been popped open and it's just filled with various types of gemstones. There seems to be a general prestidigitation spell over the whole thing, causing things to be a lot more gleaming than they would be normally. But otherwise, there's nothing, I would say, that is specifically grungy that he wants to get rid of.
Well, let's think more personal. I guess the only personal thing would be that beetle, then. I'm not going to take it.
Boom Crash, or you didn't give me a name. What is your name?
Tea kettle whistle. Well, it's actually pronounced, and I make the sound of a tea kettle going off. But for the sake of human tongues,
I will call you the Loud One. So, Loud One, you said you had some things to sell. Let me see them. And he starts looking over your things and appraises them a bit. He makes you an offer, and you guys begin to haggle. I'm not going to go through every single one, so I'm just going to have you make a persuasion check.
and I have the total added up.
Mhm.
Where is my token? There is my token.
Yeah, I moved them over.
Oh,
Listen, I need to make a bit of a profit here. And he haggles, but it's not quite as down as you thought it would be. He started at about 100 of... He's going to buy them off of you at about... he was going to buy them at 50% value, but now he's going to buy them at like 65% value. So if you have a calculator out, just take 65% in the gold and take that.
okay.
That's as low as he's willing to go on these items.
As high
good.
as he's willing to go.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
mean, okay. Yeah.
Confusing.
So hold on. So the given value times 65 or
Times
0.65?
0.65, yeah.
Okay, fabulous.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty sweet.
It is glad to be of service. And I'm sure that offsets some of the cost of your ring.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.
Is there
Um,
anything else that I can interest you in?
What kind of magical protective items or offensive items do you have? Like wands or anything of that nature?
Mostly I have rings, but we have plenty of different rings that grant you resistance to certain elements. I do specialize in those as they're easy to make, to be honest. But I also do have some rings of mind shielding, popular amongst certain people that don't want to be seen or heard from a different place. We also have some unique ones. Perhaps this one, this Ring of the Ram, it comes forth with a burst of energy to ram your foes. This one, personal favorite of mine, a ring of X-ray vision. It lets you see through solid objects. And last but not least, this one's a little powerhouse. He picks up the blue ring with the motes of energy floating around it. A ring of shooting stars. I picked it up here a while ago, actually, in Erzark. That's what drew me back here. I'm not sure where they found it. Such a unique and powerful artifact. It lets you fire veritable shooting stars at your foes of varying degrees of strength.
Does it? Hold on one second. Okay, let me just look into it.
It does a lot of things, but in general, you can shoot some big stars at enemies or shoot some little stars at a lot of enemies.
Do all of these rings like recharge
In general,
like their
yes.
abilities? Fabulous. Okay, so we have protection from energy, we have RAM, we have a specific the shooting stars one, and what was the third?
An X-ray ring.
Oh, the X-ray ring. So y'all, any of this sound interesting to you guys?
I like
Got
the mind
enough.
shielding one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need it because I'm immune to telepathy, so
I think this will be the third ring of mind shielding that you guys will have bought. Is that true?
what?
Second.
No.
Second? Oh,
Second. The first one I was used and then sold back.
Oh,
I
yes.
see. That's why I remember it.
I think I'm going to be fine because I got 4 items I need to swap between already.
Okay.
I also
yeah,
have more rings of protection if anybody wants those.
That'd be kind of fun for a tank build, though. Is it just +1?
Yes, but
Yeah.
it requires your attention and attunement.
I don't think I think I'm fine with just using my shield if I need to.
That is fine. Some people
Actually,
use primitive
uh,
methods.
I think I should take one because
That's fair.
I think I have 2 attuned items currently. So
Well, we have an established price. So will you also take this for 3,200?
I can spot you the money because I still have the demon gold. I have about 6,600.
Oh, demon gold. That is what they call me sometimes.
Yeah, and remember that I have the party bank and we have a fuck ton of money. So
This is kind of the secondary leftover party thing.
Guys
I
are
do, so.
really new to the bargaining thing, aren't you?
Shut up and just take our money and give a shit.
I take the. I'll pay for this one since I haven't used this bag for a while. I'll give the 3,000 gold over.
Oh, thank you very much. A pleasure doing business with you. He hands over a gleaming ring to Amon.
I'm trying to. All right, I have the robe of eyes, and are any of my weapons attunement? I think Cinder Smite is, right?
Actually, I don't remember. I would have had you write it down if
Okay,
possible.
I don't think so then.
those weapons
So I-
are attuned. So,
Are they? Okay.
Aren't.
Okay. Well, ring of mind shielding. How much?
Let me consider this for a moment. Mainly because I need to flip to the page. Okay. This one is relatively simple. It will prevent people from speaking to you
Yeah, I know how it works. Give it to me.
telepathically. Oh, you're familiar with it.
Yeah, it saved my life once. Now give it me.
Interesting. You have some stories to tell, I presume, but for another time. This will run you about, I'd say about 550 gold.
oh, that's honey.
That's cheap.
That is very cheap.
I give him 550 gold.
are you just having doubts because you just don't like giving people stuff in general?
Yeah.
That's fair.
God damn it! I ought to give you pain.
I give him 550.
Thank you.
Ma's also bitter with herself that she couldn't pickpocket him.
It's
I respect
okay.
that.
We can't all be winners. We also have this
Yeah,
pendant that will protect you from disease, and this one that will close your wounds without a second thought.
I already have one of those, and I do the other one automatically.
Oh, damn. That's pretty chill, my friend. Pretty chill indeed. We also have this helm of brilliance, and he hands you guys this helmet that is covered in gemstones. It's got like diamonds, rubies, opals, all sorts
What did
of
that
things
do?
on it.
Can we take the diamonds off and use them for like resurrection spells?
But
It's a
what
gaudy
is the
take.
magic of it though?
It generally makes shining lights, but it's a bit more complicated than that. The diamonds will cast prismatic spray, the rubies cast wall of fire,
It's kind of like a magic wand in a helmet.
there's fireballs as well. Yes, this is very, very useful. It has other minor features as well. Resistance to fire damage. It hedges out undead.
I
Many.
am personally done shopping because there's enough. Also, I've used someone else's money for this, so whatever.
Well, it's also because I had it and we haven't been using it, so I'm just like, eh.
Well, it's on you. This one is pretty penny though.
How much?
Well, if you're interested, this one runs about 40,000 gold pieces.
Yeah, no.
I think not now.
How much for your beetle?
Oh, Nefri? Nefri is not for sale. He
But
holds
if
up
he
his.
was for sale, because you said you like haggling, sir, how much would he be for sale for?
Oh, I know
got-
exactly how much my little friend is worth. And he holds up his finger, and Nefri, the jade beetle brooch, crawls out onto it. Nefri is worth, I'd say 50 gold pieces. But to me, he is worth the world. He has helped me from many a pickpocket.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's his familiar.
Tell you what, and Nefri kind of like flies up in the air and buzzes around him. If you're looking for something unusual that I give to very generous patrons, perhaps in a way that it can get you to the point where you can start buying things from me that are in the 40,000 range, I can give you a unique object, a dowsing rod. And he pulls out this sort of silver rod that's bedecked in speckles of coin-shaped golden like things, like little symbols all over it. This dowsing rod can sense treasure nearby. I often use it in my own adventures when I am out and about. Here, give it
It's
a
a treasure
try.
hunting stick.
Mm.
He hands it to Mao in particular, and just tosses a gold coin off into the sand, and then just like shoves it around. Nefri, here, hide this actually, and picks up the gold coin and then flies off, and then buries itself into the sand. Now, focus your attention on the rod.
Rod, I'm thinking about the rod.
You start thinking about the rod, and that is how I get people thinking about my rod. But
Ah.
in more serious, just clear your mind and breathe deeply. And as you breathe in, you start to like get a strange coppery smell in your nose, and then your eyes like kind of get this gold glow over it. You look around and you can see deep in the sand is a bright glowing light that is gently shifting around. You walk over and pull out Nefri and the gold coin from the soil it was buried in and like wriggling about. You see? You can find it in roughly 60-foot radius. It detects gold, silver, and gemstones.
How much?
For avid treasure hunters like yourselves, he takes back Nefri and the coin. I would say about 5,000. It's a useful tool. It will pay for itself.
4,000.
I knew there was a bit of a bargainer in you, girl. Make a persuasion check for me.
Nope.
I'm gonna help her out. I mean, if we're under your employ to help find the magical item, won't that help with that in general?
Ooh.
An interesting point. Why don't you make a check? And we will, how you say, check.
Better.
Listen, you were going to go off and search for this thing, whether or not I sold you anything useful. And if you're within 60 feet of the crown, I'm sure you'll be able to find it by then. judging by assumptions, I assume it's on one of those Vio giants' heads, probably broadcasting it from miles away. But,
Yeah, whatever. Your stuff's probably shit anyway. I'm not gonna buy it. Go away.
hold
I'm
on.
gonna buy it.
I'll take it for 4,500.
Does this require attunement, by the way?
This? Not so much.
Okay, yeah, we can buy this. 4,500. I give him 3,000, or I give him 3,500 gold pieces and 100 platinum pieces.
Agreeable. Well, if our business is concluded, does anybody need anything else?
I think you kind of ran us dry. I'm pretty good.
I tend to do that. Well,
You still have a ton of money.
he snaps
do.
his fingers.
Don't tell him that.
He snaps his fingers, and the cart collapses into a small little object again, a little figurine that he just kind of pops into his pocket. Well, thank you for dealing with the Merchant Consortium, and as always, we look out for our best customers. I will be heading to New Dawn in a few days. Find me there, and bring the crown if you wish to make good on your deal. I should remind you, Scary, that Fanladan is a magical place. Without this deal, it would be impossible for even me to find it. I could not lead you there. It requires this deal in order to become a place that you can find.
Magic is scary.
Indeed, as is your friend. Well, thank you, Spend Man, and Horn Girl, and Loud One, and Scary. I will remember all of you when you are famous, if you are not already. I have not heard of you, but perhaps the world will, in time. Thrazir is off. Good day to you all.
I wave. I gotta be polite for once.
I just do nothing to be polite.
It's as polite
As
as Mao
always.
goes.
I'm fuddling around with my shoes. Alright, I don't really need the mantle wear thing. I mumbled to myself right now.
You're in a desert, like, oh man, I really need this swimming buff. And then we're gonna
Let's
go into a
find
water
these
temple.
giants.
Alright,
We got a bit of time though. Do we want to maybe gather some more intel on the
Yeah,
goings
I mean, there's
on?
no time limit on this journey. It's not like he's leaving for New Dawn in 2 days, and then he said he's gonna lay low for a while there. So you guys have plenty of time.
I want to kill something.
Well, the question is this. What do you hope to accomplish? Because I hope to accomplish this task. If you have your own urgent, given that you pay for this, I'm gonna just wave the ring around. That I will give you benefit of doubt and have you have the first pick of activity. However, I would like to say that does your activity? I would like to inquire if your activity has a purpose currently, at any direction.
Unfortunately, a lot of my decisions rely on the information we don't have. Or
Exactly. So, I feel like let's act upon a task that we do know what to do about.
All my tasks lie in Allure, so you guys kind of have me shackled a bit. Just let me kill things.
No, believe me, like I have shackled all of you.
It's fine. I think we just share shackles every now and then.
I
Gross.
say we go try to get some more intel, and then we can try to get intel on.
You can spend the day here. Like, that's probably a worthwhile thing.
And then I guess maybe should we see if we can get some guide to go to the Scablands, or are we just gonna hoof it ourselves?
Guide would probably be helpful. We didn't want to.
A guide
Take
or,
any-
or anyone like that can provide like any kind of information would be useful. Like,
Yeah.
even a guidebook would be useful.
All right.
for
so
It
I
seems
guess-
that the Marn are quite at home here in the Scablands. They definitely
Yep.
would be able to at least give you a lay of the land or like lead you around.
Yeah, don't eat the purple
wilderness.
berries.
Yeah. So I guess I want to spend some time here gathering information to. I want to get a perspective from the Marn about the occupation, and I also want to get perspective on the Marn about like where we probably should go to find the giants.
Okay. You guys see that from your general location, which is about right here. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer again. Right. Yeah. You guys see that there are streams of Marn all heading outward from generally this direction to this direction. A lot of them are carrying pickaxes over their heads. Some of them are like carrying sacks and boxes and crates. It looks like they're like heading off to work. You hear like a horn blowing in the distance. You also see several Marn heading into Starborough. Many of them seem to not be dressed for work. They're dressed in more plain clothes.
Changing of the shift. You know what? I'm gonna see if I can get a day job real quick. That sounds like a good idea. I'm gonna head over there and see if they need any day temp workers.
Volunteer?
Well, I'll ask for if they hire temp workers. I mean, there's such a thing
Why
as
you
day
don't work
laborers.
all of a day and then leave again? That just seems.
That happens with construction projects, especially with these kind of urgent things. You just literally offer your services and they have you do grunt work. I want to see if I can hear anything.
You look around and you see that the Marn are heading off to the mines. At least that's generally the gist that you get. You also see some of them heading up towards the ramps leading out, because there is a ramp leading out of this area. You also pass by Starborough and you see that the Marn heading in there, they all seem to have these purple cloths over their shoulders.
I'll go to the mine, or I'll go up to the battlement area, I guess. This area.
Okay, you head up to the ramps. There's like a what's it called? Like a railway for like a mining cart to be tugged up the ramp. So you kind of head up there.
I guess I hand over my stuff to Bum Crash for now. So I'm really just taking my weapon and my armor.
Okay.
You head up to the
I'll
sort
see you
of
guys
ramparts.
in a bit.
And they're all sort of walking this way up north, heading towards the latest project over here, towards the stone wall. They're carrying a lot of stone, using a trade cart that's like off of the rails. They're like wagoning and wheeling it over. There's a few mules pulling the carts and the stone. As you head over there, you see that there are people like mixing mortar and stuff, just on their way there. And you pass by the Leaf Crown Command tent, as well as the tent beside it. You see that there's a bunch of people out there training, and you head over to the north and eventually try and look around for somebody who's in charge here. You meet up with this half-orc dude that he seemed to be the biggest and was like pointing where people go. Hey, who are you?
I'm just a drifter looking for some work.
Drifter, huh?
Yeah, I figured it looked like you got construction projects going over here, and at minimum I could help you move stuff around. Just want, a day's pay or something.
Well, we don't pay much.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here for a little bit. Might as well get something out of it while I'm waiting.
Alright, if you want your coppers, go speak to the one in charge over there. I'm just in charge of these folks. The one that pays is up there. And points towards the tower that Ali has drawn in there.
Okay, I'll go over there.
You come back, come see Zeddy.
Alright.
And he just gestures towards himself. You head up to the tower and start climbing up. You see a few Leaf Crown guards walking out, and you head up towards the top. you see that there are some plans laid out and some architectural plans. There's a Marn architect that's like wearing a hard hat and is just kind of like going over things with one of the knights nearby. A knight turns to you and says, "Oh, who's this? Who's this person?" "I don't know. They just walked past us."
Sorry, I was told if I wanted to lend my aid for a little day's work, I would have to talk to the foreman here or something.
They kind of like squint at you and say, "Think you got a bit of dirt on your face there, bud. 'Cause that definitely looks like Zumasu."
I thought I was disguised. Or they could tell through it. That's not a good sign.
Well, you were just generally disguised in a general sense.
Yeah.
You didn't have a magical disguise, I don't think. You would have needed to cast that spell.
Okay, so I guess I'll just
Zumasu,
guess
how
I'll
you
just
play
not
this
one.
off is you are like, are you trying to say that all, like, do you say we all look alike?
No,
I'm just gonna.
I'm pretty sure I know you when I see you. And she takes off her helmet, and it is Maria.
Ah, fuck.
Aww.
You idiot.
Come here. I thought you were dead.
Uh,
That
I'm
paper
just gonna
came
just
through.
motion
That
to the
flyer
other, like,
came
Can
through.
you give us some? Can you give us a moment? I think this woman has me confused, and I'm gonna whisper to her. I need to pull me aside then for a second.
Keep this on
What?
the down low.
Yeah. You looking for work, lad?
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
talk to me in the downstairs. We'll get you set up with some gear. She shouts, and then like walks you down the stairs into the lower room of the tower where there's not as many people. Where have you been? You sent me a weird cryptic message, and then Elore flyers came out saying that you had died, some sort of martyr. I didn't know what to believe.
There's a lot going on, and the short of it is, if you haven't heard, the Grey Guard has been dissolved.
What?
Yeah, Elore. How much have they told you about Elore? It's pretty much under martial law currently. The war effort is ramping up, as you already know, and we're pretty sure that people are pulling strings behind it, but I don't have any evidence, hence why I kind of was better off not being there currently.
I don't even know what to say to that. I've been kept really busy down here. They put me in charge of keeping all these Marn in line, like putting all the walls up. I
That's
was in the
kind of
mine
why
last week, but now I'm here.
That's also kind of why I'm trying to see if I can talk to any of them to get their perspective on here, but I could also use any insight you might have. This, I don't want to get you too involved, Maria. You're trying to get your career going. You're making big steps, and I'm really proud of you, but we're starting to deal with something that could shake Alora's foundation, and we don't know where it's going yet. When I say we, I mean the people. Remember when we attacked that fort? Well, we're kind of in a party now.
Oh,
We're friends.
well, that's good. At least you hang out with some people.
Ow.
Well, it's good to see you again, Tsumasu. I don't know. This whole thing's been crazy. I used to just be a guard at the Dark Gate, and now everything's kind of turning into a real deal. War zone. Not
What?
yet, but it's definitely getting up there.
I can't lay too much, but the short of it is the Senate is gonna want this to happen, and unfortunately, we don't have any hard evidence to say otherwise.
Well, it's kind of out of our hands, isn't it? We're just the little guys.
Well, that's why I'd rather try and get my resources and get some info. I didn't want to have to become some sort of patrol guard. I mean, I was not signed up for that.
Well, what's wrong with a patrol guard?
Well, I told you it's martial law. It's not quite the same sense of justice as rooting out, corruption.
Yeah, but I mean, we're still keeping Allure safe, just out here.
Eh, That's the fine part. I mostly just didn't want to be somebody who's I don't know what they'd have me be doing, because the other reason why I kind of slipped the bin was I might have gotten Arn suspicious.
Got Arn suspicious?
I don't. I'm spilling too much information. Be wary of Arn, is all I have to say. The Grey Guard itself had a lot of info that I wasn't able to fully comprehend until now.
This is some serious stuff, like treasonous stuff.
Hence why you should not be involved.
Zoo, what are you in?
As far as you can be concerned, I'm just trying to get the whole picture. But it's gonna take a while.
Well, I mean, I was hoping that you could come out and, we could kind of like handle this together, like on the frontier, kind of. Just, well, either way, I have my position now, so I'll.
Do you still have the letter, or the scroll?
Yeah, I have it. I check it every once in a while, but when the letters stopped coming, I haven't checked in a bit.
How would you feel if I just gave you updates?
Yeah, I can start checking it again.
I just want to do a little bit of a skill, of a perception check to kind of read how she feels about that.
Yeah.
She thinks you're dirty.
I guess that would technically be insight then.
Yeah, it's definitely an insight, sorry. I didn't know if you...
God damn it. Okay.
You're really not sure how she's feeling right now. She
You
seems...
did drop a lot on her.
You did drop a lot on her. You can't tell if she's more scared, surprised, confused, or what.
Is there something I could do to have you trust me? That at least I do have a lawyer's best interest? In your best interest?
Sumosu, you're a Grey Guard. That's... Whether or not it exists, you're a Grey Guard, and I sort of feel a right to trust you. And I hope what you're doing is right. But I guess that's kind of why I'm just a Oak Guardian, and you're up there in the Grey Guard.
You're more than
Paladins.
an Oak Guardian. You've already shown that. I'm gonna take out the little spider pendant thingy or the snake pendant thingy I have. Do you know what this is?
No.
This is a relic from the Yuan-Ti that they destroyed.
Oh, it looks put
And
together to me.
No, I mean, I found documents. I know the history better. It might have been necessary in some ways, but the good of Allure doesn't always need to be as cruel as it sometimes decides it has to.
I mean, Lawrence did stuff in the past. That stuff's in the past. We aren't like slaughtering Yuan-Ti now.
You do remember that we live amongst elves and creatures that are literally the same people who might have been involved in these scenarios, right?
Yeah, but that was in the past, I assume.
He also mentioned that there's a fuck ton of corruption, and
I'm
that
gonna
you're
have you.
suspicious about the decision making.
I'm gonna have you hold on to this, but you have to keep it hidden as a sign that I do trust you. But
Keep it
you have
secret.
to understand, the whole reason I'm on this quest is there is corruption that goes down up to the highest levels, and until I can find evidence about it, I can't do much about it as at my current state.
Make a persuasion check.
I've been doing great with those today. All those 12s and stuff. That's pretty good.
Yeah, finally.
She kind of like holds the. It's not a pendant, by the way. It's like a figurine, I believe.
That's close, yeah.
She holds it and kind of grips it a bit harder and looks up at you. I can't take this. I don't have a place for it. I don't know what they'd do if they found it, but this stuff. And she hands it back to you, and like puts your hand over it, and like her hand over yours. I can't deal with this right now. There's just too much going on, and I trust you, though. I trust that you'll find what you're looking for and come back when you're ready. Okay? And whatever you need from me, I'm willing to help, but I can't abandon my post. I can't abandon Allure.
I understand. I just ask that if push comes to shove and they do ask you to do something that you know doesn't stand for what the Leaf Ground is about, that you try to resist.
If anything's wrong, I'll have to come to that when I come to it.
If you do need help with anything...
Hey, is this guy bothering you? And a large humanoid figure like starts walking towards you guys. They've got like a cat-like features on their face and like a mane of hair wrapping around their head. They're dressed in Eloran armor. It looks fairly like knightly. And he kind of like looks over at you. Who's the shrimp?
Sorry, I was just negotiating some day
I'm
labor.
just messing with you, dude.
Yeah. I
We got haste.
guess you need to point me off to where I can start helping y'all build this wall.
Oh, is he a laborer? And she kind of like looks in your eyes for like sign of what you want.
I give a nod.
Yeah. I was just sending them to work on the walls. All right. Well, make sure that they're well treated. Yeah, of course. All right. I'll see you later, honey. And he leans over and kisses her, and stalks off.
Was that the gentleman you wrote about?
She blushes heavily. Yeah. Again, I thought you were dead, and anyway, here's.
How hot is he?
What does he look like?
I actually do have him.
Oh no.
Oh, babe. Yes.
He has a few names, but he goes by Shard. It's a Tabaxi name. Shard of Jade. There you go. He's in the top right-hand corner. He's
Oh my God, Amon. No.
Oh, what did he put in the Discord?
Fucking
No.
shit. No. I hate it. I hate it.
just yelled barbed penis.
And hooked tongues. Hooked tongues.
Better for grooming. Better for grooming.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Okay, sorry. I couldn't contain that. I needed to.
Maria
I lost
blushes heavier. He's very open. Anyway, that's enough about
I'm not
Shard,
gonna-
I think.
Yeah, I'm not gonna judge you on any of that. I understand.
He's a great warrior. Very, very
Yeah.
loyal to Lore and whatnot.
That being said, I'd still say don't let him know about any of this.
Sure. I won't tell him about you.
If you do need any help with anything, I was going to say just use the letters. But of course, keep that on the down low too.
Sure.
As far as the letters are concerned, I'm gone, so using them would be suspicious.
Yeah. I'll keep it under wraps. We should get you some gear. Are you actually staying around, or?
For a little bit. The next leg of the journey is going to involve us finding something in the Scablands.
Okay. Well, here's gear. She hands you a pickaxe and actually probably not a pickaxe, probably more like a hammer, and like a crowbar, as well as a few other tools. Here, go speak with Zeddy. And she shoves a few silvers into your hand. It's more than we're giving the other ones. But I figure you could use it.
Shard does treat you right? And then I'm gonna roll an insight on that.
Yo, you're stepping on my girl. You better treat her right.
Make an insight check. Okay. She's like handing you this stuff, and she goes, "He does." She seems embarrassed, but she also seems a bit sheepish. Almost like it seems like she's embarrassed, but not like she's lying or anything.
Okay.
She's more embarrassed about the situation.
Okay, but it's not the sort of like... you understand what I'm trying to make sure of, right? She's not being like coerced or bullied or nothing.
No. Shard's
Okay.
good. He rose up through the ranks in the as a mercenary, but the Alorans brought him in because he was, well, kind of an unsung hero here in the Scablands. He's told me all about it. It's really sweet, the things he's done.
Wait, he knows the Scablands pretty well?
Oh yeah. He's been all around the place.
Yes.
Okay, out of character meta question for you guys. How messy do we want this to go?
Are you gonna
Bring
fucking
along
kill
the
your
boyfriend.
boyfriend?
Bring him.
Remember, he's a complete stranger to me. I have no opinions whatsoever.
I
Do
mean,
we want to
fair.
go full mess? Because we could do that.
This is
roll.
your mess.
Trash party, let's go.
This is your mess.
Okay, fine. All right.
Yeah. Literally now doesn't care. Unless you say kill, he's just like meh, cat person.
Okay.
Boom Crash loves you because you're flock and your party and your family. She likes Maria. She doesn't know this dude, so yeah, she'd be down for some like casual murder.
I wasn't even going that way. But
I definitely was.
you know what? We'll keep it interesting. We'll go down this route. Okay, so
Yes!
back in character. Do you mind putting in a good word? I mean, obviously, don't tell him who I am, but we kind of need a guide to the Scablands.
Oh. No, yeah, Shard can't leave his post. It's like
Oh,
the rest of
fuck.
us.
Oh,
If you're looking for a
Damn it.
guide, I'm sure that you can find one in Starborough.
all right.
Look, a messy boyfriend situation.
But oh my god, it would be so fabulous. It would be so good.
Yeah.
Guys, just watch Days of Our Lives instead.
No, I want to live it.
I will live it.
I mean, maybe just give him a word that somebody is looking to pay a guide.
Well, I'm not really in charge of that. I'm afraid you're on your own.
Okay.
The Aloran guards, they're pretty much gonna have to stay here. Some drifters come in through town, but the Marn are definitely gonna know the Scablands pretty well. Probably find
Alright.
something there. sorry you had to find out about this.
It is what it is, and I completely understand. No problem here.
You're sure you're okay?
Yeah, it's nice to see you again, even though, the whole circumstances. I mean, not bad circumstance. I mean, the war and me being dead and all that other jazz.
She kind of like glances around and then says, "It's good to see you too," and she pulls you in for a hug.
I reciprocate.
Hell yeah.
Pat.
Pat. And she says, "You better be off. I spent too much time down here."
Yeah, I'll go talk to the Zeddy.
Okay. You head off down the stairs. Make a perception check.
I'm not good at those. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck.
You head down the stairs. Off camera, she looks back towards you as you leave, but her glance is met unanswered. She heads back up the stairs.
That's not good.
Yeah, you head outside, and down the stairs. You see that a few of the Alorn guards are sitting there, and kind of watching over the whole scene. You also see Shard at the base, and they're just kind of like standing or leaning against the stone wall, and they've pulled out this like bone ocarina that they're just kind of whistling into. Oh, took you a while to get down here. Zeddy's off that way if you're going to look for them.
Thanks. Shard said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys have to, just out of curiosity, do you guys pretty much have to be here all the time? You don't get any free time to go do anything?
Well, we got
Like
some free
vacation time or
time.
anything?
Not really any shore leave right now.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm a laborer, but I'm technically an adventurer. And I'm looking for somebody to maybe get a big score.
Oh yeah? I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I settled down. No injuries to the knee, weirdly.
So I guess you wouldn't know too much about the Scablands then.
Oh, I've been all over the place. My name's Shard, by the way. Shard of Jade. I took
nice
that
to
name
meet you.
based on the piece of jade that I was sold to, or that I was sold for. Kind of proud of that ancestry, really. Worked my way up as a slave and made my way through the mercenary ranks, and the Alorans took notice of me and my abilities, and took me in. Really saved me. And I kind of look back on it fondly. Sorry, I overshare all the time. Maria tells me not to.
Adorable.
Anyway, sorry. Fellow adventurers, what's your name?
I'm Spent, by the way.
Spence. Good to meet you. You look like a strong lad. Tell me, what do you do?
We've been dungeoneering and type, usually looking for treasure. It's all to get the next big score,
No kidding. Slay any, huge monsters?
I have fought a dragon.
Oh god. don't
No
get me started
way.
on this.
No way.
Fight,
That's-
fight.
That's what this thing's made out of. And he holds out the bone ocarina. I killed one way back in the day, big red one. Had some help, but I dealt the killing blow, so kind of took it upon myself to take one of his teeth, turn it into this baby. Had some help.
I mean,
Had to get the pitch
I don't
right.
have my stuff with me now, but I have a similar sort of thing here. I mean, you're nothing without your party, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, in a way, you can kind of see the Aloran Guard as their own sort of army. Although, a big army fighting that big enemy called tyranny, I guess. I don't know. I'm
It's
not
kinda
really
not
great
the same,
with words.
but I get what you're going for.
Yeah, like we work together. We fight together.
But you said you know the Scablands pretty well. You sure there isn't any way you could get some time off? We really could use a guide for this next floor in a few days.
No. I need to stay at my post, and I mean, I have another appointment tonight.
Ah, I understand. Wink, wink. Well, I guess I gotta go look for a Marn that knows his way around. Probably
Yeah.
counting on me to find that.
I mean, if you're looking for them, I know there's a few guys in Starborough. You might be able to find someone in the market. I don't think any of the gnomes will be very helpful. They're a little too absorbed in their weird techno whiz-bangs and whatnot.
Believe me, I know.
Met them, have you? That's probably why
I
you were
motion
looking in
to
the wrong
weird boots
space.
I have on.
Oh. The heck are those things?
Something that's hopefully going to be useful if it doesn't kill me.
Well, that seems to sum things up. Anyway, best get off to laboring if you're gonna get paid for that stuff.
Yeah, gotta get at least some cash before the big break.
You know it, brother. Well, let me know if you need anything. I'm taking 5 right now, but ask me again in a few minutes. And he
No
goes
problem.
back to playing his ocarina.
Alright, I'll go to laboring. Can I do just like a general information check to talk to the Arns as I'm laboring?
You! What are you doing? Get back to work. You've got
Sorry,
a
sir.
shovel, don't you?
Yep,
Shovel that foundation.
you got it.
Alright.
Can I make a strength check?
Yeah, just make a strength check or athletics check for the whole day. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you generally do a fairly good job. They're impressed. You're able to take orders very well. And
That's if he knew
It's
how to
almost
take
like I was in the military.
yeah, pretty much. They thank you all for your service, and they hand out your pay towards the end of this day, or at least towards the end of the shift, which has been like 6 hours of labor. They hand you guys about 6 coppers.
Yay. Down with the proletariat. What should I roll to just get a sort of general information? Because the whole point of this, technically, was to basically just talk to the Arn as I'm working about how they feel about this whole thing. Like the labor stuff and everything, and their feelings towards the Leaf Crown.
Okay, make a insight check. Actually, charisma check. So you're chatting people up.
Yeah. Please be good. Yeah!
Okay. In general, the Marn they're mostly at home doing all this stonework, and they enjoy it. They enjoy the endeavor, but the long hours and hefty labor is starting to get to them. They're also just spread thin as far as workers go, and the Leaf Crown seems not inclined to really help them. The Leaf Crown just kind of watches over everything they do, and you get the general gist of, oh, they think they're so high and mighty type of thing. I'll show them a thing or two.
I would have probably asked if before the Leaf Crown were here, did they have their own sort of guard or anything?
No, we didn't. There were a few Leaf Crown here, but it was just an ambassadorship, really, just to make sure that their trade was secured.
The Marn could take care of themselves for the most part if any, bad folks showed up.
You've seen us. We're strong,
That's a fair point.
and we worship Kaifan, and Kaifan would protect us.
Fair point.
We didn't need any of these walls. We just had our own honor, our own strength, our own devotion. These hands created this town that you see before you, and he gestures broadly. The Alorans, they didn't create any of this. They just took our stone, hefted it off to their own place, and made their weird, elven, leafy pillared stuff. Here, this is true workmanship. Art.
Do you consider yourselves Alorans at all?
What are you talking about? No one here is really a Loran. They say we are. We're just part of their empire.
Would you rather have a bit more representation back at that city then?
I mean, they say we have representation. Stupid new leader that they put in power. It's kind of obvious.
Who was that leader?
Gesundheit.
They call him, Ivan Adi. He's always been a shifty marn, but ever since the Leaf Crown came, he's suddenly been put in charge, as it were. We wouldn't call it an election, we wouldn't call him chosen by Kaifun, but the Leaf Crown say he is, and so we're forced to follow him. Honestly, a traitor among Marn.
Ooh, sounds pretty rough.
Yeah, not everybody thinks as freely as I do. Looks over his shoulder. But, it's just my say. If I had it my
Thanks,
way, Kaifun would be in control. We'd have our temple, leaders. They would be the ones in charge. If you want to seek true enlightenment, you should go to the Temple of Kaifun. Talk to Hagrak. He'll set you straight.
Appreciate it. Well, I guess I get a bit back to work.
Yep, back to the old grind. What are the rest of you guys doing today, by the way? I know I've spent a long time with Zumasu and his,
Days of our lives.
Days of Our Lives replica.
I don't know. Boom Crash is like kind of fascinated by the man with all the shinies and doesn't really want to work, so she might just try to like study her spell book or see if there are any scrolls that she can scrounge up.
Yeah, there don't appear to be a ton of scrolls for sale in Mouse Lane or Spokes Alley. There's like those magic items that were available, but in general, from what you can hear, the only thing really in terms of arcana that you know of is at the temple in Starborough. But otherwise, you have your own spells and stuff that you can look into and start researching new spells, per se, like for your advancement in level.
Yeah, it's definitely can do that.
Did you fully add the teleportation circle spell to your spellbook yet?
Not yet, because I didn't quite make the checks, so I
You
guess
can,
I can do
because
that now.
of our extended journey into the cosmos, we can have you make a new Arcana check with advantage. I'll say Clack was able to help you.
Oh, yay, buddy! Ho!
Oh!
Nice.
Oh, what, a simple teleportation circle?
Yeah,
You see, you're doing it wrong. This
Bitch, I
is...
didn't even need the advantage. I rolled a nat 20 on my own.
Well, either
It all
way,
makes sense now.
you
I
guys
teleport.
complete your sentences together as Clack like points out a specific rune. This one is, and then you go, that one's supposed to be this one. I needed to add 2 extra lines. Yes, exactly. See, it's very obvious when I didn't need you. Okay, I'll go back to piloting the Spelljammer. And you managed to add teleportation circle to your spellbook. Like I said before, this is a unique circumstance for your own character. You're able to cast it using a warlock spell slot, in spite of it not being on your list, thanks to your studies in wizardry and recent levels in it.
It's also a very, like, teleportation circle, it's a really high level spell.
It's a 5th
Like
level
fifth
spell, so it is like something that you're capable of casting. It's just not normally on your spell list. You do still need the material components for such, which I believe is 200 gold pieces.
I think it
Based.
just says 50.
Oh,
Rare
let me
chalks
check.
and inks infused with precious gems
Yep.
with 50 gold pieces.
It is just 50 gold pieces. But yeah, in this realm's canon, it's ruby gemstone dust.
Okay.
So you can just put 50 GP ruby gem dust for the
I
component.
have some questions about this because this actually is kind of important in terms of travel and stuff. So the way this works is you make a spot and then you can teleport back to that spot later.
No, how it works is you know the sequence to. When you learn the spell, you learn the sequences of 2 teleportation circles in the world, in general, from your travels. I'm going to say you learn one at the Arcane College in Allure, and you can remember the one that was in the Underdark.
So we could teleport to the Underdark in Allure.
Yep, pretty much.
That's
The
still
Underdark
pretty useful.
directly beneath New Dawn.
Those are still pretty useful locations to have if we need a pinch travel-wise.
Mm-hmm. But basically what happens when the spell is cast is you create a temporary circle that lasts for 1 round, and then everybody can jump into it, and they all get teleported to that chosen teleportation circle in existence. To create a permanent one, it requires casting it every day for a year.
Hence why the other guy's chilling in the Underdark.
Yeah. And it's sort of kept up functioning in this circumstance while they're like casting it every day. That's not normally how it works, but I'm saying in this case it is.
Plot reasons, possibly.
Okay, wait, hold on.
I just don't
Repeat
wanna
that
wait a
because
year.
I was writing stuff down.
Basically the one in the Underdark, that's functioning as long as the P guy keeps casting that every day. Artie.
Okay, so those, like the Underdark, Under New Dawn, and the Arcane College, those are the 2 locations that
You know of now.
I know of.
If you
And I
find a
can-
new teleportation circle, you can add that spell sequence or sigil sequence
or
to
if
your...
I make one.
Yeah, or if you create
But
one.
we have to wait a year to do so.
Yes.
It also costs an exorbitant amount of ruby dust.
Oh yeah.
I hear there's a shortage now because a bunch of people kept buying it up.
Damn, how much power do the vintners have to afford that?
A lot.
Do
It's
you-
a forest.
Yeah, do your
Ugh.
calculations. 50 times 365, and they actually purchased extra in case some got destroyed.
He's an asshole.
They just got it in bulk.
Actually, that's not as bad as I thought, but it's still not a normal amount.
But from here, who knows? Maybe they mine here.
I guess that's true.
Yeah, it's about they spent about 20,000 gold pieces on
I
ruby
made
dust.
six copper today.
You made 6 coppers today. On your way. Eat the rich.
Okay, rad. I am very excited about this.
You finalize your notations on the teleportation circle. Now that you're sort of back on solid ground, you make the final adjustments, and you now know the spell. Mao, Amon, you guys doing anything after exiting with Trazir and while Zumasu is off
Dear
chipping
Lord,
away?
I'd have to work 833 years to get that much gold.
Yeah, okay, Twitter.
I'm looking for the guide. If someone's willing to be a guide.
Okay, you head off and in search of a guide. Make a charisma check. If you have persuasion, I can allow that as well.
Alright, let me do persuasion. Why not? I don't think I have persuasion, but I'm just gonna.
Just in case. Okay.
It's
You
not awful.
you start asking around. Eventually, you find your way to a sort of where is it? You find yourself in a inn in Starborough. Starborough seems to be the place where most of the Marn hang out. Everybody here seems to be bedecked in like nice ceremonial like outfits, as well as some people in plainclothes outfits. There's a brackish canal running through the region. You're not sure where this water has come from, but it's coming out of a cliff wall, so it can't be that great for you. You head into this building over here, which is a tavern called the Swill, and it
That
seems
is not a good marketable name.
it is not, and it's really not a good marketable place either. You head inside, and there's straight up a trough that Marn are just dunking mugs in to get their brackish swill. And otherwise, they're just going over and sitting at like hefty stone tables. It seems this is a place where a lot of the laborers work out in between, or hang out in between shifts of work. But there's also several people here that seem to be of the adventuring variety. As you start chalking around amongst the Marn, you encounter a few people that are willing to help you. There are two people sitting at a table, and one of them looks up at you. Need something?
I'm looking for guides out into the Scablands. Heading towards southeast, potentially dangerous work, but I am looking to see if anyone's interested. You know any people?
Yeah, I'd be interested. What's it pay?
Like I'll say 50 gold total. 25 to start, 25 for completion on the return.
Gonna ask about treasure.
Well, you guys looking for anything? Like adventurers or something? So normally there's like a split of some sort. If I'm just guiding you, of course, that's different, but I can tell
Well-
you that I do have some capability of protecting myself.
All right. What experience do you have?
Well, I'm a fighter. I fight things.
Hmm. It's like the important thing is navigation. If you are confident in your capacity to navigate, then yes.
Been around the
Uh,
Scablands, but you know,
Okay, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. In that case, do you know about the three spires? Apparently, fire giants dwell there.
hmm, I'm not sure I've heard of such a place. I have. A hooded Marn like speaks up next to you. Three spires. I saw it, walked by it, chose not to engage, as it were. But I could take you back there.
That would be very useful. My offer is the same. 25 to 25 to get us there, and 25 upon our return.
Well, it sounds doable. I suppose I could manage that. Hey,
All right.
what about me? I know how to guide you around the place. I know a lot about the environment. I don't think this fool knows much about anything that's out there. Well, I've still been by the place they're looking for. Yeah, but, I mean, can you tell a exploding cactus from a non-exploding one? Honestly, how many cactuses explode? You'd be surprised!
Hey, focus. I'm not here for idle banter.
Well, which one of us you taking?
I guess I'll take the Marn that knows the location of the spire, because we want to get this thing done fast.
Come on, I really need the money. I'll do it for less. I'll do it for 15.
All right. If you're so eager to tag along, sure, we'll take the help.
Just in a bad place right now.
I understand. I'm gonna just stretch up my skin a little bit. It's like we've all been to bad places, haven't we?
Wow. You're almost as gross as a Marn. The other Marn, like, smacks him. The hooded figure says, I'm Tethys Morgan. And, this one... You got a name? Yeah, I'm Pran. Alright. Tethys and Pran.
I'm on Mutt. I shake both of their hands. I extend them out. I'm not gonna aggressively shake their hands. My hand's gross.
That's fair.
Is it like clammy or is it just dry?
Yes.
It can't be both.
Gross.
Yes,
It's
it
awful.
somehow is.
They shake your hands.
Eczema.
It's like a soggy cracker. It's simultaneously dry and wet at the same time. It's flaky.
Gross.
Eczema.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like my hands right now.
So, I say, hey, it's like, welcome aboard, gentlemen.
When are we leaving?
As soon as you're able.
Alright, I'll, grab my stuff. I'll reconvene once I gather my things from the temple. The hooded figure stands up and, walks away silently.
All right, then I'm gonna tap on this stone, and it's like, hey, anyone hearing me?
Oh, on the sending stone.
Yeah.
What's up?
So I got the guide and extra help.
Okay. Where are we meeting them? When are we leaving?
As soon as we're able. I didn't give them a specific time, but as soon as they're gonna meet me at the Swill, as it's called. It's a tavern in the south west. Meet me, gather up the guys. Meet me here, and we should head out.
Like ASAP? Like tonight? Or like tomorrow morning? Like when? Like right now?
Earlier the better. I would hope. If you have any objections, let's get the party to convene, and then we'll discuss. How about that?
Alright, I'll go get them.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Now dashes around the city, gathering their compatriots, eventually finding Zumasu, working on building that wall.
I also wanted to try and bump into Thrazir one more time to see if maybe he could identify, or if he has knowledge of the cults to some degree. I figured he probably would want to be paid. It
Okay.
just wasn't something that would have been, that Mal would have wanted brought up in front of like the other gnomes and stuff.
You go and seek out Thrazir. Make a investigation
A Gaston check?
Investigation, probably.
Investigation, I'd say.
Hold it.
Okay. It's not great. It does take you a while to find Thrazir. Surprisingly, because he's not being very subtle. He's actually back in the same tavern that you guys were at, over in Spokes Alley, with all of the purple candles everywhere. He's chatting up several monstrous women. I say monstrous as in non-human, but like there's creatures of varying species there. One of them seems to be a lizard folk. Another one seems to be a cat woman.
I guess I'll just approach the table real quick. Like, not very subtle. Go over and tap him on the shoulder and be like, hey.
One moment, ladies. Can I help you? Oh, it's you.
Yep. Got questions for you.
Questions?
Like,
I
about-
can tell you that I'm not carrying anything valuable on me, on my person.
I have things I was curious. Maybe you've seen them in your travels since you're a merchant. Maybe you've dealt with this stuff. I don't know. And I'm gonna pull out the skull trinket and then the 2 vestments, the purple and the red one. I'm willing to pay for your information in case you're gonna bug me about it.
Tell me, I've seen these robes before, but how much is it worth to you?
You said that you were having issues with Allure, right? I think it's more worth it to you, to some degree, to know maybe where I got these from.
Make an
You said you like
intimidation check.
haggling. Oh, alright.
I don't know what that has to do with Allure, but my business does not suffer from intimidation.
Alright, now you're just mocking my face. I was literally just trying to help, but whatever.
Ma'am, I have been to hell and back. I've seen demons bigger than you.
Yeah, I bet. Yep. No, we were in the abyss before. Yep, they're pretty big.
Oh, so you know, you've seen. Have you met Greg?
Who?
Greg, he's big, has 4
I-
horns.
Don't care about this, and I'm pointing at this stuff. How much do you just want so I can get information and go away? Cause you're weird.
I'd say 200 gold pieces might do it.
Are you gonna give me more than 2 sentences worth of information?
I think that you will be interested in perhaps what they were looking for.
I'll give him 20 platinum pieces.
Excellent. He hands some out to the women that he's talking to.
Hey!
What? It's my money now. You paid for this information. Anywho, the information upon delivery. These robes belonged to some strange men. Well, one was a woman. But very interesting figures. They were very... They have an aura of evil about them. I don't mean to judge people on appearances, but when you're wearing big purple robes with, like, tall purple hoods, and you just wield the symbol of, like, a pitchfork on your chest, it tends to be evil seeming. These people, they were looking for this, Jeez, they could barely describe it to me. They said it was an intricate box with a puzzle that opens it. But
Oh god, we're dealing with Cenobites.
Oh,
it had
shit.
interesting ways that it could
Purple
move
guys?
about. They would not tell me what was inside of it, but they said that it was vitally important that they find it. They mentioned some sort of higher power, that they would kill me or something if I didn't give them the information. I was more than glad to tell them that it was last sold to a gentleman known as Enel. I know him well. Apparently he hasn't been doing so well lately. Last visit he didn't have too many things to sell me.
Uh-huh.
Said he
You
was
gotta treat Nell better.
restructuring.
That's the music box. I ask him to describe the box.
He describes
Would
it
you-
to the best.
Do you know what it looks like? Yeah.
He describes it to the best of his knowledge, and it seems to match the puzzle box that you were told to search for by the minnows in your heist on Enel's Oddities. The one that Flickwhisker got away with in the end.
Fuck.
It was in your hands for a brief moment, where you tossed, or it was tossed, I believe.
You helped a cult.
Mm-hmm. What does the pitchfork mean? Do you know who these people are?
No, I have no clue. Honestly, I was more interested in how much they were willing to pay for it. I had sold the puzzle piece thing for the box thing, whatever it is, for a pretty penny, and honestly, tenned my value. It was very profitable sale, and I'm very proud of it. Not sure the old gnome knows how much it's worth. I hope he's okay. Those cult people seemed very angry.
So, by the way, which one is it? The purple one or the red one? Which one? Which one?
Oh,
was
purple.
okay, you're right.
Is the purple one in the swamps or is the purple one in the city? Because I got them mixed up too.
They're both in the city to some degree that we think. We
Yeah.
definitely know purple robes are in the city. Red ones are in the swamp.
Okay.
They're the ones with the creepy temples.
Okay. Yeah.
Purple is the abyss. Red is the
Demons.
demons.
Wait.
The demons are the ones that the Vintners Guild deals with.
Yeah. Or
I think that it was actually not totally explained. I think that
No, because whatchamacallit,
wait, which
we saw the ones with the purple robes.
mhm.
Or at least I used, like, the robe itself to kind of trick Arn. So we know there's someone there. We don't know
You
exactly
also saw a
who they are.
purple-robed figure in the
Yes.
the brothel.
Yes. And we were in the abyss, so we know that purple possibly means demon.
The people in the abyss had like black and red robes.
Oh, right.
The people
There's
that had
three of them?
the people that had the temple a while ago, I believe they also had purple robes.
No, I thought they had red and purple. Because I have red vestments and purple vestments, unless they're part of the same thing.
The
It's
red
like-
vestments were on a bloated corpse that you guys found in Mullagmore.
Oh, yeah.
One that seems to be stabbed underneath of their clothing,
so maybe it was a
as if a robe had been put on them after they died.
Okay, so purple. We know about the purple, we don't know about the red thing. Red thing, we don't know. Purple. Cool.
okay. Purple was Succubus Tower too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to consolidate notes here. It's a little confusing.
It's a little
Yeah.
confusing. That was also a long time ago, I think, before I started putting the streams on YouTube.
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. This goes way back. And as things get deeper and deeper and deeper, we're probably going to have to pick this up next time as you guys consolidate your
Information.
figure out exactly what to do about Maria's new boyfriend, and take Tethys and Pran out into the Scablands in search of the Three Spires, and in search of the Crown of the Fire Giants. So yeah, you guys can watch us next week, Sundays, from 9 to about midnight, or a little after, like this today. That's Eastern Time. You can also watch our sister streams on Wednesdays, from 7 to 10 Eastern Time. Check out my book, Noel Crumpet's Guide to Gastromancy. The Ooze book is coming out in September. I'm pretty sure of that. And yeah, hope you guys had a good night, and let the mysteries abound. See you next week, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Be well.
Be well.
people.